Buttholes?
Decisions and Dragons time.
God damn it. I swear to God.
We
Sam's
almost
fired.
made it.
Sam
Almost
is
I
made
fired.
would
it.
have expected that from your husband. That was the wrong one. That was not the person in that house I thought was gonna do that.
Great.
That's bad influence.
I've given
for the
the
win.
party a countdown to when the intro ends and we come to this scene, and somebody said buttholes right beforehand, and here we are.
It was the wife.
Hello everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of
Weston looks so proud.
Decisions and Dragons. We're starting out strong tonight. Welcome. Before we begin tonight's story, we have a couple shout outs that we want to give. Hey Brian.
Yes.
I
Did you call?
Okay. Yes, I did. I may have called. Do you have any particular thing you'd like to say? Do you want me to just-
Yeah, actually, maybe one or two things.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what's up, Internet? Standard. It's your boy, Brian. Guten Tag. It's not morning. But anyway.
Gates?
That's
So-
a good day.
It's a good day.
Is it good day?
Yeah.
I took French in high school.
We all learned
So-
something
Yeah,
today.
Guten Tag is good day. Guten
Good day.
Morgen is good morning.
Oh, Guten Morgen.
Yeah. That's why I said V Gates. It means like, how's it going?
Ah,
yeah,
very
it
good,
means
very
how
good.
are you?
Well, and bonjour for all of our French-speaking listeners. That is the extent of my French from high school. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about some really great tools that we like to use, all of us. First off, one of our favorite tools for map making, Inkarnate. You can make all sorts of wonderful maps, make your own little fantasy worlds, and yeah, it's awesome. Accidentally spend too much time in there making your own worlds, trying to escape this current hellscape we're living in. And then, of course, we also have, oh my god, Hero Forge as well. I'm
Token
good.
maker.
You ever want to make yourself
You
an
have a
action
stroke?
figure?
You good?
Yeah, apparently.
Hero
yeah.
people.
I'm like, so like,
just
anyway,
thinking
so
about the
Hero
battles.
Forge is an awesome site where you can make custom miniatures, make yourself an action figure, make you and your friends action figures, just make little minis. They're amazing. And they're super, super cool, super detailed. They do an awesome job. If you don't want to even just buy their full minis, you can just buy the 3D printing files and just print as many as you want. I can print as many of these little guys as I want with my 3D printer as well. That's a really cool thing Hero Forge does. So check both of them out, Inkarnate and Hero Forge. And yeah, back to you.
One of these days, Brian is going to start doing those shoutouts instead of that map that he has shown. It's going to be a messed up map that he has made that like should not exist. But big thanks to Inkarnate, it will.
Wow, even if it's messed up, man, Inkarnate makes it look great.
Also, quick couple shoutouts to Monument Studios. We are currently, let me actually turn the volume up on it, listening to some of the music from the fantastic Monument Studios. They produce gigabytes worth of Hollywood grade ambient sound and music for you to use in your creative projects. All are royalty free. I just like to make sure that they get a shout out because their stuff is awesome, and they just finished updating their Fantasy Plus web player. So if you game like us and you would like to have the sound broadcast to other people, use Fantasy Plus. It is fantastic. We love them very dearly. And if you want to pick up some of their packs of awesome content, use code NERDHOUSE15 at checkout and you get 15% off of your order. We love you, Monument. You're awesome. Also, quick shout out to Sirenscape, which is our soundboard of choice. If you subscribe to Sirenscape, you get access to, I'm going to go ahead and say hundreds of different sound sets from Wizards of the Coast, Paizo, I think even CD Projekt Red, because I just noticed a Cyberpunk sound set got added to my favorites, which is weird because I didn't even know there was a favorites option. But hey, if you sign up for Sirenscape, you also get access to that favorites option.
They'll tell you what your favorites are.
I think you like Cyberpunk. If
You're like,
so definitely check them out. You can also create your own sound sets using the handy dandy sound set creator, and also broadcast online to people as we do, given that we are playing from all over the world, all over the country. And speaking of which, last shout out is Foundry Virtual Tabletop, which is our virtual tabletop of choice. It is a one-time purchase, but then you have access to the software along with any updates, customization options. You can use it for pretty much any tabletop game you would like, so definitely check them out. They're super awesome. I love them very dearly, and holy crap, the amount of stuff that I have stored for just this game, given that there's like Avengers Endgame multiversal stuff. It stores a lot of stuff, so definitely check them out. They're awesome. But I believe that is all the shout-outs and announcements. So, when last we left our intrepid heroes, they had arrived at the Temple to the Matron of Ravens, the sort of focal meeting point where themselves and some of the allies that they had gathered while in the city of Westrin and currently dealing with the corruption that seems to be infesting the streets. You gathered everybody here and started coming up with a plan. However, there was a piece of information that would have been crucial to creating that plan, and that was a drop of information from one Elric Woodward. Jesus. It's my NPC. You'd think I'd know the name.
No.
Per an agreement with Dermot, they were to leave this information under a loose footstone in the town square next to the fountain. Cadriel and Faraday decided to go alone at night after curfew to swipe the information and get back. However, it seemed that there was somebody that had been waiting for them. Zaziel, Cadriel's sister, who has since been corrupted by the influence of the Whispered One, nearly killed Faraday within just, I want to say, 12 seconds? Something like that? It was
those like 2 rounds.
Yeah. However, Faraday, clinging to life by the skin of her teeth, managed to survive the encounter, and Cadriel had fought her sister off, who was very clearly struggling with the domination that the Whispered One seems to have over her. Having drawn enough attention, you all quickly reconvened. The group that had been waiting at the temple heard the distress call thanks to Cadriel's new familiar, Nyx. You all grouped up, activated your mansion, and quickly stepped inside just as the town guard were on high alert before they could find you. Inside, an important discussion was had on what the plan would be. Either storm the mayor's capital, do battle with Raishan under the guise of this Lamar Woodward, or begin a revolution. Play by Lamar/Raishan's rules, since they wanted to pose as a citizen. Why not beat her at her own game? And that, I believe, is where we had left off. Now, quick question. Thurston, specifically. After this discussion was had, what is Thurston thinking?
He wants, in his heart of hearts, to just walk in and start stabbing. But he also has just enough self-control left to know that he is not being the voice of reason in this scenario. And so he is going to stop himself from taking any rash actions unless the rest of the group is in agreement. So if everyone thinks beat him at his own game is the way to go, he will take a deep breath, try to sleep on it since it's at like stupid o'clock at this point, and try to go forward with a clearer mind in the morning.
Okay. With that in mind, you are inside your mansion. You have access to all the facilities you could ever dream of. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to do before the night passes?
There's one thing I would like to do.
Okay, hit me. With the
I
idea,
can't-
don't.
You're.
Yeah, I
It'll
knew
take
where
me
you
a few minutes, but I'll get there.
I'm closer. It's fine.
I know where you live, Joseph.
Oh my god! If I open the door and Rose is like, "Hi," and then just walked away.
Give my regards to Raisha.
What you got?
I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Faraday again.
Okay.
That is all, and I
How
will
are you
explain
looking,
to Faraday. You're not allowed to go anywhere
Um.
without your healer and wingman.
Hey, I healed her too.
And wingman.
Faraday.
How
I
are you
will
looking,
say,
Faraday?
As the cure
It
wounds takes
depends on what
effect,
these numbers.
the wounds heal. But I'm going to say, given how rough that went,
Oh, that was bad.
you basically were like a Scream movie victim. You have very sizable
Yeah.
scars left from
You
these
stay at
stab
me.
wounds.
What'd you roll, Dustin?
Oh right, I have to tell you how much I heal you.
I mean, I know we're probably about to take a long rest, but like, just in case. We never know.
Where are all my D8s?
I don't know.
Probably with the rest of your dice.
Wherever D8s choose to preside.
I stole them.
I said preside like a judge. I said that wrong.
Okay. That would be hilarious to just steal all of the
25
die
hit
type from
points.
someone. That's so
Wonderful.
mean but funny.
Oh my god. Internet, don't do this.
Just the D6s.
That reminds me of the TikTok that Sam sent me of the party hiding the DM's dice right before they were about to start playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm locking my doors, people.
No, you don't take all of them. You take all of them but one. So it's like, where the rest of them? I have one D8. I can't, because if you take all, everyone knows. But it's like, no, they're in here, and you're just like digging
They
and
have to
digging.
be in
oh
here
my god,
somewhere.
That's so
Or you take
rude.
one from
Hilarious.
each set, a random one from each set.
Oh no.
Oh, you are
Me
a
nuts.
No.
And
madam.
then I touch all of them and curse them all.
All
No.
right. that's-
Okay,
I'm
no.
calling Rory.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this out loud so the dice gods can hear me. I'm pretty sure you broke your curse based on you rolling a 17 and then a natural 20 for your death saves after the Zaziel encounter. Just gonna go ahead and say that.
You
Yeah,
rolled really good last time we played our Sunday game too.
I did. I'm waiting for that hot streak to
The
stop.
reverse
in a
karma.
very vital time. Yeah. I'm playing a lot of D&D this upcoming week, guys.
Yay! Dice rolling.
Yeah.
So, you all find your long rest.
At some point during the night, after I long rest for my 4 hours, so while everybody else is, I don't know if it's gonna be just before or just after, but at some point I want to go find Thurston.
Okay.
I don't
Say,
know.
Thurston.
I'm
you-
kind of I'm assuming that he's potentially not having a good sleep.
I was literally about to roll a con save to see how well he slept.
Yeah, she's assuming that he has a lot on his mind. He's probably going to be up and, looking at ledgers or something. He's got those ledgers from Quincy. He's just going over them in depth. So I want to go try and find him in wherever his room is, I guess, or study.
Okay. I'll say,
Just kinda-
Thurston, you hear a knock at your door.
Was he sleeping? No, he was not sleeping. He'll answer the door. He's got probably the notebook from Chain Helm. Like he's like got one thumb in it, trying to keep it open because it can't lock. If it locks, he can't get back in.
She'll push open the door. Be like, you figured you'd be awake.
Well, there's a lot on my mind.
Are you... Do you want to do this? It doesn't...
Find this?
The whole... playing Raishan's game. It doesn't work. If we do this, it can't... We can't do it, really. I mean, this isn't ours. It's not our city. You know that if you want to walk through that door and go stab Raishan in the chest, I'll be there right behind you.
I do appreciate that. I suppose we have followed... This group has followed each other into stranger situations. So, thank you. But, as reluctant as I am to admit it, Mako did make an excellent point.
Yeah, that's
If
really weird, actually.
if Raishan so covets the glory of being able to lord over a city, it will be twice as satisfactory when I kill them after having taken that from their grasp. So, revolution it is.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. But when it does come time for the killing, or if you think there's a moment where it's necessary and it matters, and she's gonna reach into the bag of holding and take out the no-no dagger and hand it over to Thurston.
Oh god.
I don't think any.
What do we call a will save in 5e?
Wisdom saving.
All right, is he gonna be? Yeah, he can't resist it. Nope. That's a 9. He doesn't resist it. Sorry. Nope.
No.
Okay. You pick
I
up
think-
the strange dagger that Arthea presents to you, and even holding it in your hand, you feel this odd weight, but it is in your possession.
I will endeavor to control myself, but thank you.
I think I can speak for all of us when I say that if you choose to use it, it'll be the right decision. Try and get some sleep. Tomorrow's going to be a very, very interesting, long, probably dangerous day.
Indeed.
And she'll close the door on her way out. Go find a place to...
One very quick question, Cujo. As he's going through that notebook from Chainhelm, anywhere in there, does it name the Nollard family as having done any of the transactions, or is it truly just like facts and figures and dates?
Make me an investigation check.
Nope, you're a 12-sided die, not a 20-sided die. Okay. 15.
With a 15, as you are scouring the notebook, you do consistently see initials. S.T. You see that these initials are responsible for several payments that had been made.
ST.
Oh, excuse me. Jesus Christ. I have DM'd before. I do remember character names. SN.
Okay, for half a second I was like, wait. I was like looking, I was like, what is her maiden name? Is he going deep? Did he like
been
make
doing
me
this for so
question
long.
what I named my character?
Do you think I would go that deep?
That's
And
her
then
professional
forget about
name.
it? Yes.
She got her PhD under her maiden name, so she has to use that now for all of her professional transactions.
Sabelina Tybalt?
All right, then after going through that journal and getting a general understanding of what happened, yes. He just casts Firebolt at it.
Okay. You watch as the notebook burns in front of you. All the evidence of the payments to the clasp and payments made to the Craghammer house go up in flames. And then a dragon show. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh well, that solves a lot of problems.
I mean,
yeah, you watch as it slowly burns away until it's just a pile of ash.
Then you will then try to get some sleep.
Okay. I'm going to leave it up to you, Rhodes, whether or not you want to roll a Constitution saving throw. This is not a DM imposition. You do you. If you feel that Thurston would still struggle, or if you feel that he would sort of be able to find rest, that is on you. Just know that if you don't, there will be a point of exhaustion. But
I think that after having destroyed the journal and the potential evidence against his family, he'll feel a little bit better. The slate is as clean as he can make it for the next day.
Okay. The morning finds all of you. You still reside within the mansion. But you know, at this point, the streets are most likely filled with people, so your worry of being ambushed by guards, as far as you know, is minimal at this point. What would you guys like to do?
Does this mansion have like a peephole in the door? Because we literally ran around a corner, jammed it on a wall, opened it, and hopped through last night.
I'm gonna say, given that the door itself is a gateway to this pocket dimension, you know what? Give me an Arcana check.
Let's see if it has a peephole. That's a D12.
You should
Don't
roll
roll
a
the
d12.
D12.
I should roll a D12. That's a map that is.
You should roll a D12 and add 12.
I only
Yeah,
had
roll
10,
two
though.
D12.
I
That'll
only
work.
had 10 though. 21.
Okay. With a 21, it's high enough. You do see a little sliding door attached to the door that you can slide open to be able to see outside into the material plane where you would place the door.
Just kind of like it open.
You see a strange-looking man wearing a very high-collared brown leather coat and a strange hat, and he paces back and forth, flipping a coin. And he keeps glancing at the door, but he doesn't say anything.
Recognizable? Someone we've met?
Make
Either by
me-
mannerism or...
I'll say make me a history check.
Oh god. 25.
With a 25, I'll say in passing, you did hear of a strange individual who might have been the one that Percy DeRollo had sent as an assistant. You heard from Thurston, I'll say at some point, of this strange individual.
Oh yeah, we probably did.
And given this man's strange mannerisms, you can put two and two together.
Just turn around and think, did we invite company? There is a very odd little man outside. He's flipping a coin, walking back and forth in front of our door.
How does he even know? How can he even see the door?
I don't know if he can see the door. He just keeps pacing back and forth, and he's got a little hat, collar popped up.
Thurston will like
really
very
strange. Given
lightly
He sounds
sigh
really
and
subtle.
go peek out.
it's really, I mean, it's summer and this guy, he's wearing a trench coat. Like, who does that?
Thurston will check the door and
Okay.
There's a weird little man at our door.
You peer out the small window, and you can identify Bartholomew Reese, the agent that you had encountered the day before. Seems to be pacing just outside the door to your mansion.
okay. Well, do we want to invite him inside or meet him outside? He said he would potentially be able to help with some of the enchantments in the mayor's office. I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't take him seriously.
Do we think he's just pacing the alley randomly, or do you think he can see the mansion?
Don't know, but it's a bit too much of a coincidence for him to be pacing directly outside of the mansion if he also was apparently looking for me. It's too many
I could go
coincidences to
find
pass
out.
up.
Sneak
Well-
up on him. See
How long do we
perceptive
have
he
this?
is.
Well, we can leave the mansion here for a little while longer, right? We can just,
Oh yeah, we have 24 hours, not 8.
so why don't we leave it up for a little bit?
We have to go
Also-
retrieve that info anyway.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, in case we also need a place to retreat to before we do other things. So,
Okay. I will see what he wants. I suppose if you guys want to go grab the letter, I can have him walk and talk behind. That way we don't split up again.
Good call.
very good call.
I mean, I can go ahead and grab the letter.
No, you really can't.
No.
She didn't see me. She saw Faraday. Not that
But
that
she-
makes it better. I'm just saying.
She,
Perhaps we just stick together.
Where do I leave?
Yeah, and I follow close behind.
All right.
we
Yes.
clown car tumble out of the mansion.
Yeah. As you one by one step outside, the gentleman sort of pauses and looks in your general direction until he sees Thurston.
Yes, Lord Nollard. I have information for you on your objective.
That's fantastic to hear. It would be less conspicuous if we walk and talk at the same time, so please, with me.
You too went to detective school. I see.
And he starts walking along with you guys.
Ew.
I hate this man so much.
Really? Because I love him. You guys step outside onto the streets. There are people milling about, despite what Sirenscape is not telling you, because it should be playing the streets of Western right now. But we'll get there eventually. There it goes.
Fine, I'll stop playing.
As
Too distracting.
Fine. I
Clearly.
don't wanna. As you all walk, he walks alongside Thurston, and his conspicuous behavior does not lessen as he continues flipping the gold coin and speaking strangely.
I did manage to deduce several traps within the mayoral house. All of them trigger an anti-magic field. Quite dangerous for someone like you, if you don't mind my saying, Lord Nollard.
I assume he put them there specifically for me.
They did seem relatively new. The installation must have taken quite some time. Some high-level mages might be involved. They might be in the city. I could find them. If you want.
If you think that would be helpful, did you discover a way to turn off those anti-magic fields?
They are triggered by the doors specific rooms of the house have these enchantments. The mayor's office, your mother's office, the atrium, and the entryway, all of which have this enchantment.
Well, that is interesting to hear. Of course, you would also do that to my mother's room, so that she could not escape by magical means. Fantastic. Is my mother's room... Is it an office in particular this is at, or is her office adjoining a bedroom of some sort?
It seems that the office and bedroom are adjoined by a door.
So presumably both rooms would have the magical field. Or anti-magical field, I suppose I should say. Okay. If you think that you could find the casters and perhaps convince them to take away their casting, that would be most helpful.
I see what you mean. Murder is something I'm also familiar with. I'm very skilled in taking life.
I didn't say that. And he's like trying to just like lower your voice. You just yelled murder in the middle of this town square. Jesus.
My apologies. I thought I was speaking softly enough that it wouldn't be heard by civilians.
Ew. He gives me the
I'm
ick
sure-
so bad.
I'm sure we don't need to go to extremes. Just
You're right. I'll chop their hands off, but keep them alive.
information is sufficient. Information.
Got it. Hands off, then gather information. You're good.
And he disappears into the crowd.
Can
I don't know
like
what
at
I
some
just
point
did.
can we at some point can Cito and this guy have like a buddy cop like session?
Spin-off! It's a spin-off!
Like-
Oh my god. Cito and...
Oh my
Wait,
god.
what's this guy's name?
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew Reese. I am putting a one-shot idea out there. This means that you all have to feed into the gumshoe bullshit.
God.
Cito and Bartholomew
Meet the rest of the team.
and they go on a detective hunt.
I'm like, I have flowers and spider grenades.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't hold
I'm
them
the
anymore
good
because you
cop.
don't have hands. Here, I'll tuck it behind your ear for you. Sorry.
That was a really good Cito.
That was actually.
He'll as Bartholomew walks away, he will lock eyes with Cito.
I see potential in you.
Hello again. As I'm examining the spider jar, like, hey.
Spider jar. Quite cruel. I'm impressed.
I fed them. Oh, they're small bugs. Are you hungry? Here. Here, I tuck the spider away. I take a watermelon seed out, do it. I'm like, here, buddy. And I give him a whole watermelon.
My favorite.
Thanks. And he tucks it into his coat. And the moment the watermelon goes in, you don't see it. It's not like he's got like a big bump. It disappears into his coat.
I'll see you later.
Oh, yeah. See ya. Enjoy the watermelon in your armpit.
And with that, he takes the cloak and like billows it like a fucking magician and just like walks away.
Amazing.
I love this.
I hate this so much.
I think I found my new favorite NPC, everybody.
Oh my god.
All right.
Thanks, I hate it.
But
Are we doing a murder? Is that what just happened?
I did not sign
are
off
you
on
doing a
any
murder?
additional murders.
So we're headed towards this town square in this dead drop, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we've been walking and talking.
so, as you are walking through, Dermot, go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage, given that you have found this flagstone before.
Okay.
Can I keep an eye out for guards and other, like...
Yeah, I think Kat is
Head
keeping an
out.
eye out for Zaziel specifically.
Okay, both of you guys.
Uh,
make a perception check.
It is 14.
Okay. With a 14, it takes you a second, mostly because the square is quite populated. But eventually, after a cart passes over it, you do find the flagstone. Lifting it, you do find a small piece of paper inside that does essentially re-emphasize what Bartholomew had stated, that there were recent traps that had been installed in the house, all of which were anti-magic.
Okay.
He did note that there was one particular room that looked as though it led to a tunnel under the house.
Okay.
He wanted to explore further, but couldn't, given, the quickness with which he was examining everything. He did state that it reasonably looked like it would go in the direction of the barracks.
Okay. I'll just tuck that in inside shirt pocket, inside coat pocket, and we just keep walking.
Okay. Faraday and Cadriel, what did you guys get?
Miss Jackson.
19.
Okay. With a Miss Jackson, you do see Faraday. You do spot a couple patrols that seem to be talking amongst themselves. Their energy is a little bit more tense than the previous day, given that there was some disturbance in the middle of the night that they were not able to figure out the source of. So you are noticing a lot of conversation happening amongst the guard, and they seem to be keeping a watchful eye on everybody. Whereas before, they just sort of puff their chests and move through the city. Now they're actively keeping their eyes peeled. With a 19... You do not see Zaziel anywhere. But you do still feel that air of extreme tension as you're moving through the streets, knowing that not 8 hours before, your sister had almost killed Faraday right in front of you at this very spot. And I'll even give you, as you guys are looking around, there is a distinct stain on the cobblestone ground that some guards are trying their best to scrub away. But there you go. So, what do you guys do? Where do you guys go next?
How do we kick this off?
Once we're out of the main thoroughfare and have an opportunity to talk. I don't know if we're going back into the mansion. So
Probably
I'm
safest.
getting one nod.
Probably the safest place.
Yes.
Then I will, I'll show everybody the shit that, Elric Woodward had left us. And point out that, trying to get into the house through the barracks might be our way in, instead of just going through the front door.
If we're aiming for subtle, then sure.
Also, the front door triggers things.
It seems
Maybe.
weird, doesn't it?
Well, they mentioned, or the students mentioned prisoners. They have to get them there, get them somewhere somehow.
No, I'm not questioning the tunnel by any means. I mean, you should, but Anti-magic traps.
Yes.
For somebody who is notoriously known for their magic. Like, yes, obviously, to keep the Nollards in line, all of you. But why handicap yourself?
Do we
Is
know
it surely
that
a handicap if you're an ancient dragon?
Do we know that she has magic?
No, I'd like to assume it, though,
I mean,
before a fireball ends up in my face.
because I know. I mean, we don't know. We don't know if she is who she was. Right?
It's
We
true.
still don't know. We still don't know that. That's still. I mean, I think it's good to assume that at the very least she's threatened by magic. Seems to have a lot of magic users.
By
holed
other
up in a
people's
prison
magic?
somewhere. Collared.
Thurston, if you
so-
were to walk through an anti-magic trap, would your form fade away?
I don't think so. I would have answered that question very differently 6 months ago. But as I've learned, it's not so much a magical ability as it is a physical ability. I mean, would walking into an anti-magic field make Faraday change seasons? I don't think so, right?
Or Raishan turn into a dragon.
That was my other thought.
Do we know anything, Kudo, if I could roll a history check or something, about how Raishan was defeated before?
Go ahead and make me a history check. Also, thank you, Spencer, for scaring the shit out of Sam.
Christ, I knew he was over there, but I thought he was turning to go back into the kitchen. He rolled really good on his stealth check. It doesn't happen.
Oh.
Not great.
Listen,
just
the
an 11.
barbarian rolls a nat 20 sometimes.
With an 11, you can't recall. You know that they ended up killing her in her lair,
Uh-huh.
and it was somewhere far off. But beyond that, you're not quite sure the specifics.
With my study of magic, would I know how an anti-magic field would work even if I can't produce one?
I'm going to say give me an Arcana check.
Mhm.
I'm going to say with disadvantage.
I'm gonna say I assist.
I'm going to say roll normal.
We're gonna put our heads together.
But let's be real, like Arathea would ask
Yeah.
Thurston. Like this is kind of what they do.
This is like how do these things
It's
just
like their version of
literally
making out.
everything? Because that seems weird. That seems like it would be really, really complicated. Straight check is a 22.
With a 20...
Oh, buddy.
Oh my god.
Wow, Spence.
I don't know, really hamming it up for the camera.
He
I
really
love
is.
him.
He's such a good boy.
My dog is sleeping like a baby bear on the couch.
They don't have a dog.
No.
It's all good. So, hold on. Real quick. I'm sorry, what did you roll for your Arcana?
22.
With a 22, you know that there are certain spell components and certain objects that would be able to attribute an anti-magic enchantment. And if you sort of deduce that if this is applied to a particular room, that there would need to be a particular object inside that is powering that enchantment once the runes and everything are complete. You know of a couple different ones. There's a particular kind of flower that grows in sparse locations around Exandria. You know of a particular kind of crystal that is typically within the mines of Craghammer. And you did read up a little bit on the Feywild when you were younger. that there is a particular tree whose blossoms also emit anti-magic.
Would I know? Obviously, you know, anti-magic kind of says what it does. Would I know if it would affect something innate, like a magic, like something innate, like Thurston's ability to change, or would it only affect things like transformation, illusion spells, disguise, things like that actually have an active magical component?
For the specifics on Thurston, I'm going to say that a 22 is not going to be enough. However, what I will give you is that in this world, it is a relatively new kind of cell called a Wizard's Lock. It removes any arcane energy from a particular person or in a particular room. Now, it's not specifically it doesn't act like counterspell. It literally prevents arcane magic or divine magic or anything like that from being able to function. For sorcerers, and you have heard this in passing, when they are locked in a Wizard's Lock, bad things tend to happen to both the sorcerer and the surrounding area once the Wizard's Lock is deactivated.
Oh yeah, big boom.
Big boom.
Yeah, that's what you can't contain that for that long. That's bad.
Because the moment that Wizard's Lock comes undone, all of the latent arcane magic that powers a sorcerer is then just unleashed like a torrent until it normalizes again.
Thurston's down.
How far is the manor from the city? Like, if we happen to level it?
I'm going to say that the manor exists within the city walls.
Which also, yeah, that's a good thing to know.
This is no Whitestone where it's up and like a city block away, safe from everybody else. No, this, given how big Western is, it exists within the city.
So, anti-magic, bad. We definitely don't want to be caught in that type of space. But in theory, you should be able to deactivate it. If you can find whatever's, I don't know, I don't want to call it a generator, but whatever's anchoring it in the room. So there has to be something. It doesn't just it's not a perpetual field. It has a focus. It has a source. So we could do that.
Would it? He pulls out Jules' crystal. Jules?
Appearing directly behind you in butler attire. Yes. How may I assist you?
It's your abilities. Are they hampered by any sort of anti-magic fields?
Well, I'm not quite sure. It's been quite some time since I encountered an anti-magic field myself. I would say, given that my teleportation and my disguise are magical enchantments in a way, I can only deduce that it would be impacted.
Duly noted.
I will say they really did spice up the town square since the last time I've been out here. It's beautiful. Well, except for the guards who are constantly oppressing the people. It's quite a scene. What you guys doing?
Do we want to head inside before we
I think.
Yeah.
plot?
I think
Okay.
inside is probably prepare. I feel like if we don't do something soon, something's going to happen anyway. I mean, the city's basically about to
Should-
boil over.
Should we actually maybe go back to the Raven Queen's temple and let everyone know that we're fine?
We did
Oh,
kind of.
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
We should probably get the door first before we do it.
We should definitely get the door.
Yes. Yes.
Unless you want to stop sleeping in a nice mansion, Thurston.
Absolutely not. Please get the door.
All right. You guys fetch the magical door to your mansion back.
Actually, before we disable the door for the day, I would actually like to contact Allura again.
Okay.
So she said she was going to be kind of mobilizing to come to Western.
Sure.
So I'll get the mirror and the bag of holding back from Arathea. Because you still had it. And I will activate the rune to contact Allura by Soren.
Okay.
Ask her if she knows who could have put in that type of magic. I mean, if it's high-powered magic, she probably knows a lot of the mages who would be capable of it.
Maybe you could ask her that question. Listen, I just barely got things that aren't liked. The specifics of how to cast spells is... It comes as a feeling, and I just do it. Those equations that you look at to learn how to do it is still quite foreign to me.
You could just learn the equations for fun. That's what I did.
Not surprised.
Oh my god. You could just read this math textbook for fun, like I did. It's just...
It gives
Isn't
you
that
a
kind of what
fuller-
Dermot's doing with this Artificer
It-
textbook?
It gives you a more holistic understanding of the field.
He made
okay?
some wizard's fire for us. Or alchemist fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will call Laura.
Okay. You call Allura, and her image shimmers into view in the mirror. Yes, hello, Catriel. It's good to hear from you. Are you all safe?
Yes, though we've run into another bit of a snag. It seems my sister has responded to my calling her out, and she is definitely being puppeted by him.
Understood. That is definitely troublesome.
We're lucky to still have Faraday with us, but we're going to be moving on the dragon probably today.
All right. I did manage to get a relatively small unit of about 20 or so mages into the city through Gilmore's teleportation circle. There was a bit of a scare, as it seemed that they almost were lost to lands not our own, but thankfully the teleportation circle did hold, and they did manage to arrive. So they are within the city, essentially awaiting any sign that the battle is about to begin.
We're going to convene at the Temple of the Raven Queen here in Western. I don't know if your Kima found out who we were fighting, but if she so happened to come through, we would be more than grateful for her sword. However, we found out that a relatively strong anti-magic field has been put up over part of the house. What did you
Several of
call it,
them, actually,
Arathea?
and she just
A
peeks her
wizard's
head in.
lock? Cal's just like,
It's like,
you know when you're like on the phone?
Actually,
yeah.
Jesus.
It's actually called a wizard's lock.
Oh, those are quite expensive. Take a very accomplished enchanter to be able to come up with something like that.
How many of those are there in this?
I mean, the only one I could think of is Gilmore, but I know that he hasn't been in Western. Bleh. I know that he hasn't been in the city walls in quite some time, and he wouldn't ever volunteer his abilities for something as corrupt and dangerous as a wizard's lock. There has to be somebody else. I other than Estella, but again, she's also has no reason to provide such a service to the Woodwards.
If
And as you are having this conversation, appearing behind you Ah, how wonderful to actually meet you with sound mind. And you turn and see a familiar face. An older man with very Ian McKellen-like look. Sort of coiffed silver hair, older-looking human gentleman wearing darker robes. You recognize this man as Nevin Torn.
Nevin.
The wizard that you had encountered in Joran Village, although he seems different. Yes, I do believe it is me that your archmage is referring to.
Oh. Hello again.
Greetings. I apologize for our first meeting. It seems I wasn't quite feeling myself, but I am now. And I come offering my assistance, should you like it.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Yeah, I'm also inciting that
Okay.
creepy sounding bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the items that he made did do what they were supposed to.
15.
Okay.
Insight.
17.
Okay.
Miss Jackson.
Okay.
15.
Okay. Anybody else?
No,
I was like, fuck my dice.
Okay.
it's the turn, guys.
Yep.
No.
Get the bad ones
we
out
complimented
now, Sam.
her dice too much. Now they're like, no, fuck you.
They heard
do
you.
what I want.
Mhm. I'm gonna
Um,
have to send you new ones.
he, and I'm just gonna give this to all of you. He's difficult to read in terms of his motivations necessarily, but he is standing in front of you, admitting to installing a potentially dangerous trap in the very spot you were hoping to go into, and offering his assistance with doing whatever it is you need to do. I mean, if he were trying to hurt or harm, he would have done so already.
This would be the perfect way to earn our trust beforehand.
Maybe.
And why precisely would you want to undo very complicated work of yours?
That, it was nothing. No, I merely disagree, having knowledge now of the true individual that I've been working for. I have a great distaste for dragons.
One should always do a thorough background check on their potential employer.
Lessons were learned, I promise. None of you are a dragon, are you?
No.
No, but I could be
Not
a
last I
lizard.
checked.
Cito, what did you say?
I said no, but I could be a lizard.
A Komodo dragon.
Yeah, come on. Just,
He just
Yeah.
turns into like a little bearded dragon.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
tiny dragon.
yeah, I'm just hanging out.
Picturing Cito as a gecko now.
I stumbled over
Really
to answer
big
that question.
eyes and like chunky tail.
I love that any tense conversation that has happened in this game, at any point, Cito chimes in with, I could just give you a flower or a watermelon, or I could be
Or
a lizard.
spider.
I love it. Nevin gives a wry smile and says, well, the offer still stands. I can understand if perhaps you would like to err on the side of caution. I wouldn't want to ruffle any feathers.
And in what way would you be able to assist us?
By telling you exactly what is causing the anti-magic field to remain up.
But we would have
And
to
what do you
remove
want
it
in return?
ourselves.
Well, what I want in return, we can discuss that if it comes to serious talks and merely gauging interest.
Well,
I don't want to speak
we're
for the
talking
group.
now, aren't we? Are we not talking now?
No, we're
I just kind of look at Thurston.
No, we're
and I was
talking.
like, is this
I
is this
think
how
we're talking
talking
now.
to
It seems like we're
nobles
talking right
usually
now.
goes? I'm very confused.
I'm not sure he's.
Hmm. Yeah, kind of. I don't want to speak for the group, but I'll express my own personal interest. Is that sufficient?
Would you be able to take this field down without
Alerting.
Dragon being alerted?
That would be quite the task. But let me be clear, I wouldn't be able to take it down myself. Now that our business was completed, I'm sure that dear Woodward would find it suspicious that I would be found on the premises once again. No. I will merely tell you which spot to hit with whatever sword or magic at your disposal and be satisfied with a small bauble in repayment.
Bauble.
And that small bauble is?
I would like a tower. In
Tower.
I
which...
don't have a.
No, this land is known to me. My home is somewhere else, I suppose. I can't quite explain how I wound up here, but here I am. And if I'm going to remain, then I must have a place to work. And who better to discuss this with than perhaps somebody who could very well be the next leader of this city?
Or would you just prefer to go home?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm known there. I could be a new fresh face here in Exandria, I believe you call it.
No, there it is.
I cannot guarantee that the city would want to put up a tower for you. I assure you, the amount of bureaucratic paperwork that would entail just to get in front of the town committee would make your head spin.
But
might-
it
could
I
seems
can't
you
make
are
that work.
already equipped with the knowledge and the procedure. All it would take would be just a conversation amongst your nobility.
I would be more than happy to converse with anyone you wish on your behalf, and I will be more than happy to do as you will do with us and instruct you on how to go through the procedure. Instructions for instructions.
Make a persuasion check.
19.
Well, it was nice doing business with you, but unfortunately, that's not going to be good enough for me. But the offer still stands in case you reconsider.
Why isn't it good enough?
I need a guarantee that a
Nothing
tower
in
will
this
be-
world is guaranteed.
Well,
I need a guarantee that you're not lying to me about what places we would have to attack. I have no such guarantee.
what would I have to gain by lying to you?
I don't know you well enough to answer that question. It may just be something you think is entertaining. I've encountered a lot of very strange people in the last 6 or 7 months, and I've learned to broaden my understanding of what motivates people.
A noble with a brain. You know. Fine. If you were to lend your voice to my cause in granting me a tower, I will consider that payment enough. There are some new fixtures in these rooms, a chandelier. There are some slate gray crystals that hang from these chandeliers. These are the anchor with which the enchantment functions. Once the doors close, the enchantment is activated. Once those crystals are destroyed, well, I suppose you can put 2 and 2 together. There's one in each room. The atrium, the main bedroom, and the office, which has a bedroom conjoined with it.
Sorry, the look on Sam's face.
You should hear my.
It's the
It's the
dog.
dog.
The dog says.
I This guy's shady.
This guy's shady in this window.
Don't
He
do
always
it.
shows up when it's dark. He looks just like me, only backward.
Cujo, you said there were 3 of these crystals
Yes.
in an office, in a bedroom, and where was the third one?
The atrium.
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 Is that the entryway one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Atrium, entryway are interchangeable, I hope.
Today they are.
Cool. Great.
That's
I'm
how
glad
houses
that
work in West.
The writer among the group didn't shout me down, so we're good.
Well, thank you very much for the information. As promised, I will indeed lend my voice to your pitch to have a tower constructed.
Thank you.
Jules,
Yes, Lord Thurston. You enjoy how these voices sound just slightly similar?
do you think you could help me gather some paperwork? I would not want to leave our new friend in the dark. Perhaps I could at least get him the paperwork he would need to get started.
There's a pause as you see that Jules and Nevin Torn are politely staring daggers into each other.
But bro.
Of course. And with a wave of his hand, a piece of parchment materializes in his hand along with a quill. Oh. Fiends always have access to parchment and quills. He hands it to you, and it already is...
Ordinarily helpful.
Yeah.
I wish I had known this many, many years ago.
Well,
Wait,
now
who says
Why have
this?
we been buying ink and parchment this whole time?
Wait, does Torn say that?
No. Jules does.
Okay. So Jules just outs himself as a fiend in front of the stranger.
He also did appear out of thin air.
That means nothing.
That's fair.
Fair.
If it helps at all, Nevin doesn't visibly seem to react. He's just merely waiting for the guarantee.
This tracks.
But yeah, Thurston, as you say, that would have been extraordinarily helpful when I was younger. Well, now you know the policy and procedure. Isn't that something you find enjoyment in?
That's
Ooh, he's got you there.
fair enough. And he starts writing. He starts like writing down the instructions. Like, okay, you're gonna need form 1045B, and that needs to go to the office of the magistrate. And then you're gonna need form 23K. And he's like writing all this down as he's like word vomiting how to get a permit around here.
Make sure to specify that they have to be signed in the black ink, that the blue is not sufficient.
It needs to be
Yeah.
a ballpoint pen. It cannot be a uniball.
Wet signature only.
Yep.
In triplicate.
Yeah.
The
And it
pin
has to be
copy is
witnessed
yours.
and notarized.
Notarized.
Yeah.
Thurston's a notary.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. You know, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Thurston being a notary is legit something he like forgets that he is.
Like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
can do
He's
this.
like,
myself.
oh yeah, that's just another
I
legal
just feel like he
thing.
did
Yeah,
it for
but-
convenience
Also,
sake.
Yeah, I
Thurston
ran out of
also
space on my
can't-
business card for that.
Yeah, Thurston also can't notarize this document because there's a conflict.
Got his
of
name
interest.
out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have to find another. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck finding a notary in Western. That's not a
So you-
Nullard.
Yeah.
No, he'll write down
The notary
after he
knowledge.
writes
Helm.
down-
It's probably also a notary just to spite Thurston.
Who?
That's true.
Jane Helm.
Probably. He probably became one after that.
That was the start of the feud. The Nollards got more business as notaries than Shane Helm did.
Yeah. Although they probably do a lot of business for each other
Because they have to.
because they don't do business with each other because they hate each other. But
Yeah.
that also means that they have to notarize each other's shit because they're the only other notaries in town.
D&D, everybody. This is what it turns into.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy channel.
Yes.
He writes down the instructions. He writes down. He writes a little stuff. He writes down a little note of like, "I, Thurston Nollard, approve this message," basically, and he seals it. And then on like the back of the instructions, he writes down the like location and name of the Nollard's solicitor. Like, here, they will help you find a notary and help you with the rest of the paperwork.
Thank you. It is much appreciated. I wish you luck in whatever it is you decide to do with the information I just gave you. And he just whisks the paper away in his robes, gives a little bow, and steps away. As he does, you notice there was somebody behind him, seemingly a part
Oh
of his
my
entourage
God.
the whole time. An
It's
individual
Chang
in another set of robes, but they look like they're kind of hanging on this individual. Like there's not much form or substance to the person wearing them. And I'll say, Arthea, who has the highest passive perception?
Probably Arthea.
No, I think Cat. What? No,
Mine's
you're
19.
I have
Oh,
16.
yeah.
19.
22.
Okay. I'll say, even with a 16, you notice a skeleton. Wearing robes. Looks like there is a dagger at their side.
Wait,
And
not
a
our
staff in their
skeleton.
hand.
Our skeleton. Our bones.
You know what? Given the 22 passive perception, it is not your skeleton. It is not
I
your
was
bones.
gonna say bones wasn't bones. Bones was a hack,
What?
not a this.
I will say.
Not all skeletons look alike, guys.
I mean,
It's 2023. We shouldn't be having this conversation anymore.
they're
Is the
similar
skeleton
enough.
just like patient? Is the
Is the
skeleton
pelvis
patiently
wider
waiting?
or narrower?
Yeah. Like, have they given
Yeah.
birth? That's gonna
I was
change
just gonna
things. We
say,
don't know.
Yeah.
I actually legit think that was a question you guys asked about bones, and I was like,
I probably.
details I didn't think of. Cool.
Yeah.
Because we've all
Um,
seen bones.
We've all seen
Yeah,
bones
that's
too
true.
many times.
Yep.
Oh, that's actually very true. That was a big highlight. Of that. That
Hey,
in
you know,
particular.
I went to school and studied this. I have to use it at least once in my life. This is what my master's
Fantasy
is
dice
good
rolling.
for. Yes.
For the D&D make believe.
Yes, it finally comes in use.
I will say the pelvis is wider,
Madam.
and I will also give you that it is moving intelligently, just like your bones does.
What the fuck?
Not after Nevin, though. Like, not following off behind him.
Oh yeah, they're following behind him, but not like in a stalking manner or anything like that. Almost like
Is she following behind
Like
him
a-
like she's with him, or
So, like, leaving with him as he goes and...
yes, the
Oh.
two of them step away.
is he one of those people that does the thing with the dead?
I mean, weren't you the one who saw him as a skeleton? Way back in Joran? You took the lyrium?
does magical things to your eyes.
You took lyrium and you said you told him. He looked a little disturbed, actually, when you told him that.
Seems he's come to
That
embrace
seems
it.
so long ago now.
I mean,
Do you think he has any more lyrium?
Was
priorities.
the addict.
Priorities.
Still have 2 pieces left. Just need extra.
I mean, he has a little entourage.
But you all, you do still have Allura, who has been sort of spectating this whole
She's
time.
on hold.
And she's just sort of staring into the mirror with narrowed eyes. This seems unsavory. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
understand the intentions.
Oh, he's definitely very, very shady. Not necessarily evil, but definitely shady.
Well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
We have a
What
lot
was
of
his
enemies.
name again?
Nevin Torn.
You see, she
He's not from here.
flips through and marks down that name. I'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Yes, he doesn't seem to want to go home either.
Well, how delightful. But I have 20 mages positioned throughout the city, ready to begin the moment that things turn violent.
We do have several bottles ready of alchemist fire, so I'm sure they'll know.
You said they're spread throughout the city.
Yes.
So if we needed to, I don't know, give a signal that things were beginning, what would be something that you think they would recognize?
There was a time when the clouds in the sky had changed to reflect the symbol of Whitestone. I understand that the voice of the Tempest is not one of your party. But I will say that anything as attention-grabbing as those clouds will work.
Noted. I think, well, one of us or one of our allies here should be able to manage that.
Well, I wish you luck. I will see if I can't myself come by. If I can. I can't guarantee. Being a part of a council is unfortunately quite restrictive in what I can do with my time and resources, but I will see what I can do. And as for Kima, she's
take your
already on
job.
her way over. Just bring her back in one piece, please.
We'll try our best.
Well, I have to depart, but I wish you luck.
Yep.
And please keep communication with me should anything go awry.
You stay safe as well.
We shall. And with that, the image of Allura fades from the mirror. You all arrive at the temple of the Matron of Ravens. You spot a couple more students that have entered and joined up with Ranma and the other students that had been with you the night before. Hassam is still sitting in the corner, still has a flask, still full, which is impressive more than anything. But he sort of regards you all as you walk in. And you do see two mages, seemingly bearing the symbol of the Council of Teldore on their blue and golden robes. And they turn and each regard you. Yes, Lady Allura Vysoren has apprised us of your plight and the situation in the city. We are at your disposal, whatever you should need. As of right now, our current orders are to wait until a sign is given, and once it is, we will harry the guardsmen as best we can to prevent them from interfering in whatever you need to do.
Well, first things first, we have to figure out how to disable a wizard's wand. So.
Well, we have
we have that.
instructions. We have instructions. We know what they are now, so that should be helpful enough.
I have no doubt in your ability to destroy a few crystals.
Gladius chimes in. They will fall before my blade.
Thank you.
I guess turning toward the mages, is there anything in your expertise that you would advise we bring with us or do to prepare for this particular situation?
When dealing with a dragon, specifically one that has the ability to shapeshift, as Raishan is said to have. The only thing we can recommend is hit hard and hit fast. If she is allowed to transform, well, survivability drops significantly. But as for what specifically to bring, I can't really advise on that. You have to sort of trust in your own capabilities and ours from afar. I will say we did notice, well, whether they intended it or not, one individual of Vox Machina is within the city walls. It seems Lord Percival de Rollo himself, along with some of his men, are also positioned within the city. I can only assume that it was a previous arrangement that you had gathered, but he is also within the city as well.
That ups our
He promised us
timeline.
aid, but we didn't.
He said he
realize
was
it'd be coming.
worried about coming to the city and tipping off Raishan
Drawing attention.
to attention.
That is
Although if we use him to draw attention,
Mm.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a history check, which Thurston's not good at. But because
Guidance.
Rhodes has only watched the first few episodes of Critical Role. Okay, as a political structure, I know that Percy is a baron.
Mhm.
Different city, though.
Different
What, would in the hierarchy, is it would people in Western still be like, yeah, but he's still the Baron of Whitestone, he still gets a certain level of respect?
It would be like a city-state, in essence.
Make me a history check. I love that this is what D&D
Yeah.
has
Guidance.
actually
I'll
turned
give you
into.
guidance.
I mean,
Guidance is a D4, yes?
Yep.
political geography of
I'll take
Tal'Dorei,
it.
okay? It's fascinating.
While you guys do this, I will be
23.
back in just a minute.
Oh,
With a 23,
It's politics. Of course he knows it, yeah.
with a
you would have had to
23,
learn the names.
being the Baron of Whitestone does afford you certain privileges when in a neighboring city. What I will tell you is that more than that, the townspeople would almost immediately rally behind him, considering he's one of Vox Machina and he was one of the heroes who had saved Western
Oh, yeah.
from fucking
Yeah.
Black Dragon bitch. My brain is not braining.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
right. You did. You already had a dragon. Man, this city's got it.
A lot of dragons.
Seriously, what the fuck?
So many dragons.
Chroma
Umberso.
Conclave.
Can we put in anti-dragon field around this
Yeah.
city or something?
Really? We need to get on that after this. This seems to be
Yeah.
a recurring problem. Oh, it was cut from the budget.
Wasn't
funny
that
'cause
Umberso?
there's this, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because there's a city that does have that in the Faerun. In Faerun.
That's
It's
hilarious.
literally it's an anti-dragon
Obviously, we
Right,
need to
well,
go there
shield.
and get their people and bring them over
Yeah.
and have them erected.
I will pay you. How much money do you want?
We have that teleportation gun thing. Like we could hop over there, get them over. Okay.
Well, it's interesting to note. The goal is to incite some sort of a revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that we could gather the people if perhaps both Lord
would
Percival
imagine.
and I were to speak to the people? It might change some of their feelings.
I think it would change some of their feelings. I think it would certainly draw the attention of everyone.
I can't think of any other way to try to get the people to take any sort of action and also be expeditious at the same time, other than to be exceedingly loud about it.
Mhm.
And I don't
Oh,
think
no.
that a slow revolution is something that we have time for.
We're
No,
also
I
on
agree.
a different timeline or something slightly
Yeah.
bigger.
Yes.
Now, as much as I hate to say it, I feel like it probably is the best idea.
Take
I mean,
advantage
you
of
could go
it.
with you could go with an illusion, but I feel like it's not authentic.
Absolutely not. The entire point is that
Exactly.
Woodward will be, well, Raishan will be absolutely livid
Mm-hmm.
that it's me.
Exactly.
Percy adds additional
Just adds.
cachet to the situation, at least in the eyes of the
Flair.
people. Yes.
Do we
It has
think
to be
that?
me.
Well, especially if you introduce him as a dragon slayer.
Yeah. I mean, you can. I would imagine there's a
Conqueror
litany of
the
titles.
Conclave.
Mm-hmm. You can remind the people that they have defeated a dragon before.
Couple of them.
It's true.
Save the city. You found out that the savior of Westrun was in town. How could you not honor him?
Yeah. But yes, I do think that would be where we start. I do think we'll be, though, it could go, if it does go south, we're going to need a way to get people out.
Well,
In case the guards break it up.
Perhaps that's how the mages could help. And he turns to look at the two that are there. I don't mean to volunteer your assistance, but
We are here at your disposal, whatever you need.
If we get the guards there, somewhere central, say, could you keep them there?
I believe we could. We have some joint enchantments that we can cast. A wall of force, I believe, would probably be sufficient enough.
Just to contain them. I mean, some of them were already terrible people. Some of them, who knows why they're doing what they're doing, or whether they truly want to anyway.
We will do what we can. We can position them however needed and make sure that they are removed from the conflict.
I don't remember her name, and I can't find it in my notes. The student, what's her name?
Ranma.
Ranma. I found it.
And
Yes.
she has
yes.
friends.
Would you be able to spread the word that there will be a, shall we say, meeting of the town at the town square later today?
Yeah, we can do that.
Actually, you guys already have permits to protest, right?
Yeah.
If you want to go fully legal, you could just have you and Percy appear at an already permitted protest.
I suppose we could. My goal was to hit more people, though. There are more people passing through town square than by the university. No offense to that
So no
university,
permit?
of course.
No, it's okay. It's just, right close to our, where we're protesting. It's totally fine. Yeah, we can definitely rally whoever we can.
I think we're beyond permits.
Ranma turns to the group
Those are
of,
fighting words,
at
Thurston.
this point, about 7 or 8 students, and says, Scatter, see if we can't gather as many people in the town square as we can. Say sundown?
That works, yes.
Okay. And they scatter off.
I'm gonna go to Hossam. As this is starting to percolate.
Real quick, I'm just going to touch base with Cito, just because I know Cito has had some stuff here that he's been wanting to chime in with. Cito,
Oh, no, you're good. No, I was going to say, hey, is there any, pamphlets you need to have passed out on a really high scale, such as, I don't know, me dropping them from the sky on this town?
Such a good idea.
Oh, I could help with that, actually.
I guess we could. I don't.
We do.
How would we get that many made that quickly?
Is there not a spell that you can use to just make copies of things? Because there should be.
I feel like that's a
Thurston, you
very
could
Thurston
laminate them.
spell.
You could laminate all of
I've
them. so that
never
they can't
thought-
destroy them.
of a spell to just copy the See, Kat, this is why it pays to know the details behind it, because then you can create your own spells.
Maybe. Well,
That's gonna take
you'll have to show me sometime. I suppose. To be honest with you, the matron sort of. I don't know how that I know how to do the things that she showed me how to do. I just sort of woke up and I knew how to do them.
That's kind of how I learned magic.
If you do not call this spell that you're going to create the Nollard Xerox machine, then I will consider it a failure. And
May I also offer
the
Can you go Nollard me some copies?
I will indeed.
Nollard Xerox special?
It's way funnier because I used to work with Xerox too. It's way funnier.
It's saying that tray 3 is jammed on the Nollard, but it's not jammed. I took the paper out.
Did you open the
Did you put it
staple
through with
tray? You
staples
need more
again?
staples. Yeah.
Oh gosh. I mean, but yes. I mean, there probably are other ways we.
You could laminate them so that they can't easily be destroyed by the guards.
Is it giving you an
That's-
error message that you have insufficient spell slots for that many copies?
Dear God.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, what is
Can
the
you
game
just
plan?
copy your face?
It's your fault.
We're gathering people. We're getting the message out.
It's my
Cito
fault?
has this brilliant.
Is that what you just said? It's my fault?
Well, you created this world, so ultimately.
This is your fault.
Faraday, you wanted to approach Awesome.
Yeah. Basically, we don't need to do like a whole conversation, but she will ask him to go back to Bidget and Bugs. Bidget and Bugs.
There was just a glitch in the matrix there.
It was a little bit, just a little. Did you see the 404 across my eyes?
I definitely heard Bitchin'
I
and
saw you,
Fucks,
like,
and I was
blink.
like, that's a great place name. Bitchin' and Fucks.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I saw
God.
you blue screen in the middle
That-
of that
Did
sentence.
you?
Hey.
Like 404.
Hey, future bar owners, congratulations. There's that gold mine for you.
You're gonna pay
Enjoy.
me.
Can I help you?
Server not found.
Server not found. Fidget and Bugs to, if he's willing, spread the word amongst citizens, not just students.
Yes, I can do this. No problem. Give me a couple hours. And we'll see you in the square.
Thank you.
He quickly makes his way out of the temple. I'm going to say at this point, is there a plan for pamphlets to be rained down from the sky?
I mean, if we're literally sitting here for hours, I got nothing else to do at this point. I can just make pamphlets, I guess.
Like manifesting parchment. So many contracts going to waste. But I'll say you guys start working on your pamphlets. And at this point, I'm going to say, let's go ahead and take a quick break. So everybody in chat gives about 5 minutes to take bio breaks, do the thing. You guys do the same. Get something to eat, get something to drink, take care of yourselves. We'll be back in about 5-ish minutes so we can see how this all kicks off. So stick around. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Well met, friend.
Good day to you.
Hello, everyone. We return to our adventure. So, you all have sent out the students. Over the last couple of hours, you have made, whoever's working on the pamphlets, just make me a dexterity check. No proficiency.
Oh. Okay.
I can help if you want.
Yeah,
Actually, if Thurston,
I'll help
here's the
out.
thing. Let me rephrase that. Anybody not Thurston, roll without proficiency. Thurston, given your legalese history and you like folding letters all nice, roll with proficiency because it kind of makes sense.
What was it again, Cujo?
Dexterity check.
16.
Okay.
Cool.
14.
That is a natural 20.
Jesus.
23.
Okay.
Shit.
Thurston, what did you get?
That was a 10. It was a 10.
Oh wow. Okay.
I have an 11, so
So, Thurston and Arathia's pile is decent. There are some where like the folds didn't quite match up, so it's a little awkward, a little crooked. But there's a nice, neat-ish pile of pamphlets ready to go.
we tried to get too fancy with the folding.
I
Faraday.
cannot wait to rehire my staff. I have a secretary for this.
Yeah.
Faraday's
This
pile.
is the kind of grunt work that interns are for.
Faraday's pile looks pretty good.
She's weirdly good at it.
Yeah. Like,
And then
as-
she loses interest.
Yeah. Like, they look really good, but there's just not as many of them.
No.
Cito, what did you get?
14.
14. Cito, I'll say, just for fun, and you don't have to deduct from your inventory or whatever, you fold them very nicely, and in each one, you put a little seed. Because you never know. Even Boogoo is like helping out, like measure where the folds would be.
He turns
I'm
himself
just-
into a straight edge, so it's
Can I roll with advantage if he does that?
That's so
Go
good.
ahead. That's
Yes.
too good not
Yes.
to. God damn it.
It's worse. Well, the 14 is stays. It's okay, little buddy.
He like nuzzles under your arm a little bit. Dermot and Cadriel, your initial folds are perfect, and then you start getting ideas, and soon the folds become more like origami, and you start finding more like fun ways of like making these pamphlets, pop a little bit more.
Cats are all like paper cranes.
100%.
No, I was just gonna say, like, Cad, Dermot are, like, folding them and they look really nice, and all of a sudden, like, Dermot gets hit in the face with a paper airplane. So Dermot casts Mage Hand and makes a paper crane and uses the Mage Hand to throw it back at...
But regardless, a couple of hours have gone by, and after many paper plane fights, you have a very good stack of, I'm going to say about, we had a couple of hours, I'm going to say about 200 pamphlets. What is the plan for dispersing them? I know there was talk of Cito doing the airdrop.
What do you say, Cito? You take one half of the city, I could take the other.
Yeah, sure. Does someone want to ride on my back as a giant eagle and just throw these bad boys up? Goobu, can you...
Yes.
Dorothea likes to fly.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You wanted to jump on my back and fly on my back?
Yes.
Perfect. Goobu will help keep... Goobu, you're gonna... When I turn to a giant eagle, I need you to kind of turn like a little harness, okay? A little... Okay. Well, you're gonna go around my neck, but don't choke me. It's not that kind of D&D game. So it's back to you, Cujo.
I would like to once again reiterate There is no Decisions and Dragons After Dark.
Okay.
There will not be an OnlyFans.
Oh, tell me what to do, Joseph.
Yeah. You're not the boss of me.
Yeah.
I'm just. Anyway. Yeah. Goobu turns into a gimp suit. Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong game.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this.
Yeah. You both. Jesus. Cadriel and Cedo, you both take off. Arathea, you sit on / grip onto the feathers of Cedo's giant eagle form, with the strange sensation of goo sort of attaching you and wrapping you around the eagle to secure you. Both of you, so Cad and Cedo, give me dexterity checks. This is just for dispersing the pamphlets enough.
Oh, nice.
Can I cast invisibility on myself?
Yeah, sure.
This is for
7,
the throwing the
19.
pamphlets, not the
Yes.
flight, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna guidance
19.
myself.
Okay.
Uh, 11?
Okay, that's more than enough. I basically just wanted to see if you guys would roll like shit,
A
because
one.
then you just be like, and like the whole pile,
The whole stack just like
hits.
flops.
Yeah,
We
like a
forget
ton
to
of bricks.
I was gonna say we forget to untie them from each other and just drop them from 500 feet.
It like hits somebody in the head, knocks them out.
Thurston would be like, smooth move, X-Lax.
The both of you distribute these pamphlets as you fly around the city. And for those on the ground, you see this odd sight of pages almost falling like snow. And you hear the whispers of conversation as these pamphlets are received. You hear some minor unrest with the guards, but you're hearing lots more conversation, a little bit more animated voices happening as you are moving through the town. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before we move to the protest itself?
Other than prepping Percy.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, we should probably like message Percy. Hey Percy, could you like meet us at the fountain at sundown? Like that's
Sure,
Sweet.
I suppose I will have to, considering this pamphlet mentions my name.
Oops.
No. That's fine. It's fine. I will meet you there.
Would it be okay if I do a stealth fly sort of around the city to kind of observe what the guards are doing and how they're reacting to all these pamphlets?
Make me... I'll say make me... So start with stealth, then make me a perception check.
Yeah, I mean, can we do the same for potentially
Yeah.
the other half of the city?
Absolutely.
Just kind of try to get a bird's eye view of if we see a lot of guard folk moving in toward the center.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stealth is 29.
Perception for that?
Cedo, go... If you are trying to move stealthily as you're flying through the city, roll stealth first, and then roll a perception check. If you're just flying through, just to fly through, then just make the perception. Entirely up to you.
Stealth is 29, perception is 19.
Okay. You are a leaf on the wind.
Perception.
Watch how you soar.
Oh,
Too soon, bro.
man.
That's heartbreaking.
Too soon.
Come on.
So Cad's dead. No, I'm just kidding.
wow.
Cad, as you're flying through the city, you definitely hear the patrol leaders shouting orders to their men to position themselves in the town square. Now that this invitation for this large protest is out there, they are essentially mobilizing to position themselves in the town square itself. They are diverting all of their attention to do so. So even as they were seemingly harrying some of the citizenry, they have quickly reoriented themselves and started moving through the city. Oh, go ahead.
I'll catch up with the others and just let them know what I saw.
Okay.
And then I would like to position myself in town square as stealthily as possible
Okay.
to
Go ahead
keep
and
an eye on things, etc.
Make me another stealth check, if you would.
Yeah, Fairy's gonna go head up onto the roof where she and Jericho had that little date.
Sounds good. Cito
There.
and Arthea, what'd you guys get?
Miss Jackson on stealth and 23 on my perception check.
Okay,
I was 23 on perception as well, and
Okay.
didn't roll for stealth since
that's fine.
I'm stuck to it.
I will say, so the DC on this was 20. So, Cad, you were just below by 1.
That's
oh,
because I
Jesus.
used reliable
Oh.
talent.
Rolfden raid. Holy
Oh.
shit. Hi, Raiders.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Oh my god! Hi guys.
Hi, everybody.
Jackass.
Welcome to Decisions and Dragons, where a revolution is just about to start.
I love Revolution!
The revolution of the magical printing press.
Oh my god. We've been streaming for 2 hours. About half of that was talking about contracts, lamination, a copy machine
Got
spell.
Xeroxing in D&D.
But now we're
Yeah.
but now we're gonna,
We're inciting a
some unrest in
revolution.
the
You have
city.
to make pamphlets.
You come in at just the
How
right
you
time.
But yes,
Yeah.
hi everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Christina. It is
I
wonderful
can't keep
seeing
giving
you
up spell
guys.
slots for Thurston's Office Max spells, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well. Well, funny story. Before we continue, Decisions and Dragons came because there was a difficult decision that needed to be made in a particular home game. I'm just going to go ahead and say that a decision was made this session, and we'll see the gravity of that momentarily. Cito and Arthea, as you guys are flying through the city, you catch a small mention that the mayor is ordering some of his personnel to be at this protest as well. Namely, Sabalina Allard. But all the other information I had given to Cadriel about the guards all moving to the center of town, that is still a thing. So, decision. He agreed.
Yes.
But yes. Faraday, you are moving up to that rooftop
Yep.
to keep an eye on things. Cad, what was your second stealth roll?
30.
Cool. You like a 30? Okay. I can't tell you, but a 30 is great. So, you are positioning yourself a little bit of a distance away. Thurston, you are preparing to essentially speak in front of the crowd with Percy, correct? Dermot, what are you doing?
I am going to. We're at the town square where that like stage is, right?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to be positioned not far from the stage. I would like to try and maintain eye contact with Faraday, just trying to keep tabs. And I'm trying to like split the difference between where Thurston's gonna be and where Faraday's gonna be.
Okay.
And I am going to begin playing.
Okay. So, the crowd gathers. The stage is set. Actually, real quick question. Cito and Arthea, where are you guys going to position yourselves?
In the sky.
Are you just going to continue flying around?
I was just kidding. Arthea, what do you think?
I'll probably go ground. How long has
Okay.
it been since we've been kind of doing this stuff?
I'm going to say that you guys essentially planned on dropping the pamphlets
Yeah.
maybe an hour before
Okay.
sundown was officially going to be. meetup time.
Okay, so I'd probably have Cito drop me someplace close to the square, since my invisibility will wear off in an hour.
Okay.
And then I want to be somewhere close-ish to the stage. I'd like to keep eyes on Thurston. I'd also like to keep eyes out for Sabelina. And I'll let Thurston know that his mother will be in attendance.
So I'll drop Arthur off. I'll just kind of see where you want me to go, and I'll.
And then you keep eyes on everything.
That was me.
Does Arthea convey the fact that Sabelina is going to be there to everybody or just Thurston?
If everybody's around at that point,
Do we see the mages from the temple that were there?
You do spot them along with a couple of others intermingled with the crowd.
Cad will instruct them that if they see Sabelina and Thurston sisters to try to get them out of Western.
Okay.
make sure that they are who they say they are. Remember what they said.
Yeah. She'll also warn them that.
Okay.
To verify, but if we are able to get Thurston's family out, she wants Thurston to go into killing Raishan without the worry that his mother could get caught in the crossfire.
Okay.
He's already instructed Jules to do that. That Jules is going to be there on the lookout. Of like, you see my mother. I'm gonna assume Mr. Fiend can tell whether or not it's someone in disguise or not.
Yeah, you
And
should have true sight now.
Yeah. You take her out of here, whether she's kicking and screaming or not.
I will do as you command.
Thank you.
But the stage is set. Percy stands next to you. I do believe this is your city, so I will follow your lead.
Gosh, I'm more nervous than the first time my mom made me do a business case when I was 13. Oh my gosh, so weird. Okay. Yeah, what the fuck is Thurston gonna say? Okay. Is it like a sizable crowd here now? Like a...
It's...
Okay.
This...
Are we talking
the
like...
guard's big?
Okay, estimate of like, he knows relatively how many people live here. See, like, half the town's here? The whole town is here? Somewhere in the middle there?
High or low?
Oh, fantastic.
No, just roll a percentile. That's the percentage of the town that's here.
High or low?
Well, hi.
The entire town is in attendance.
Oh, fuck.
Cool.
Oh,
Cool.
I'm gonna cast Fortune's Favor on you before you go up to have this speech. Just doesn't,
That's the, I get an extra D20 whenever I need it.
This is, you get an extra D20 if you choose to use it. You can also make if they're within 60 feet and somebody else has to roll things, you can make them
My dice
re-roll.
disappeared.
But
It's fine.
I told you.
It's fine.
I was gonna come mess with your dice. I actually, during the break, I drove to your apartment and messed
with the dice.
one, and then drove back.
Just roll one of each of your
Found
dice.
It was in the top of my dice in my dice roller, which is definitely how that's supposed to work.
Some of my dice are too chunky for my tower.
Yeah.
All right.
With the entire town gathered, Thurston will just say, thank you all for coming out today. You probably wonder why I would bring you all here and why I would have the Slayer of Dragons with me from Whitestone. It has come to my family's attention recently that our city is under siege yet again. And we don't deserve to have to keep living this way, in fear, in worry of some power trying to take over. I have only been home for another day or so, and I've seen the fear as people simply try to walk down the street. And I cannot let that stand. I have to tell you that unfortunately, our city is under siege once more. And the person you think is your new mayor is not the noble we've always known him to be. Unfortunately, dragons are amongst us again.
There's a immediate hush and hurried conversation that fills the square as the word dragon is mentioned.
After a solid beat, like letting that statement sink in a little, I'm gonna cast pyrotechnics on the stage.
Dragons are among us again.
No, just to like,
Can I do like, as I'm flying as a giant eagle, can I do like a corkscrew through the fireworks? Like,
it's not
is
fireworks.
it just fire?
Per se.
Is it just fire?
It is a pop and smoke that just draws attention back to the stage.
Sorry.
So that Thurston can continue.
It's the timing of it that's really fucking killing me. Instead of like, let's take our city back or let's go kill this fucker, it's dragons are among us again. There's a big fucking light show and a fucking a Blue Angels or whatever they're called, like plane trick ride above the stage.
Just the most American shit you'll ever see. Just an eagle.
Yeah, yeah, that is really American.
I will.
It's the scene from Fellowship of the Ring with the big firework dragon that kind of just
Yeah.
flies over.
Oh. All right. You cast the pyrotechnics. You, Ceto,
Drawing
draw-
attention back to the
Yes.
stage.
Ceto, you fly in a way that also gets people's attention to focus back in. The crowd hushes as you continue.
I don't want to make you all any more afraid by saying that. But my family has spent several months investigating this circumstance. Perhaps even getting closer than we wished in order to learn the truth. And I think we've learned in all of this that what this dragon wants is the fear of Westron. But we are not a frightened people. We've been through too much. Why should we fear this person posing as Widward and these thugs that he's hired as guards? This is our city. This is not Widward's city to do as he wants, to kick people out, to have guards posted and maiming people simply for walking down the street with a look that someone doesn't like. No, that's not how we're going to live. And the best thing we can do is take that fear back, turn it into action. This is our city. We are going to run this city from now on. Not any sort of magistrate or dragon in disguise. It is our city, and we will decide how it is going forward.
I will leave it up to you. Make me either a persuasion or a performance check.
My pyrotechnics help.
They helped gear everybody's attention back in, but in terms of delivering the message, I'm going to say that this is just Thurston's role.
Did
I'm going to use the
did
fortune
my
saver.
eagle
I'm gonna do
make
it.
people
I'm gonna
feel
go
more
for it. I'm gonna go for it.
patriotic?
America!
Music just starts to play. Born in the USA.
Why does that eagle have aviators on?
Big flag drops.
18.
As you finish your rousing speech, the crowd erupts in appreciation in anger, and in a desire for justice. Faraday, make me a perception check. And I'll say Cadriel as well, because you were staying a little bit far away. And Arthea, make me a perception check. Are you in the crowd or are you on the stage?
How large is this stage?
20 feet across. It's not a gigantic stage by any means.
Then I'd probably be off the stage. I'm trying to think is anyone else on the stage besides the two of them?
I was under the assumption it was just Thurston and Percy.
Yeah, then I'd probably be off the stage, similar to Dermot, within distance of them, so probably within maybe 30 feet, but still off the stage.
Okay. Arthea, go ahead and make me a perception check. I'm going to say with disadvantage.
19 for me.
19 for me.
19.
Wow, that's two of the same roll.
Thank God for reliable talent.
Did you want one from me as well?
Dermot, are you on stage or are you in the crowd?
I'm off the stage, but not really like in the crowd.
I'll say
He's in the orchestra pit.
Yeah.
go ahead and make me a perception check. I will say with disadvantage, just from vantage point purposes. Cedo, go ahead and make me a perception check, just standard, because you are flying about.
Okay.
Make sure you're using your giant eagle's perception.
Yeah.
Don't druids use their own stats in
If it is,
wild shape?
For
You use
perception, no.
You would use your perception, not the eagle's perception.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, then 21.
Yes.
Did that wrong an entire campaign. Cool, cool.
It's different rules to polymorph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You use it's the spellcaster's mental stats. It's the wild shape's physical stats.
Arthea, what
Cool.
did you get?
18.
Dermot, what did you get?
11.
Okay. The crowd erupts, and I'll say Thurston, also give me a perception check. Considering you were on the stage, it will be a straight roll.
A straight roll or a perception?
Perception check is what I mean.
Oh, okay, sorry. 25.
Okay. As the crowd erupts, Thurston and Cedo, you both catch sight of Sabelina. She's at the edge of the crowd, looking on with a worried expression. Thurston, in the middle of your speech, you did see Jules take off. But as he tries to teleport, something stops him. As the crowd continues to grow and eventually turns to start fighting the guards, Cedo and Thurston, you have one action. As the crowd continues to get more raucous and conflict and riots start, Sabelina is kind of in the thick of it right now. You have one action. What do you choose to do? Cedo, go ahead.
I'm gonna swoop down and pick her up
Okay.
and fly away.
Make me an athletics check.
Athletics. That'd be strength. Plus 3. So I would take the giant eagle's physical, correct?
Yes.
All right, 18.
I rolled higher. Sabelina sees a giant fuck-off eagle swoop down for her, and she ducks out of the way as she is trying to maneuver through the crowd. So you dive to try to pick her up, but unfortunately do not fly back up with her in your claws.
While he's... Not that I want to retcon, but I wanted to do this. Thurston's action was basically just wall of force around his mother. Would she still have been able to dive out of the way? Like if he just says, okay, here's your 5x5 square, mommy.
Here's your
What
bubble.
is- What is the range of your...
It's 120 feet.
She's actually about 200 feet from you.
Ah, shit. It's that far.
Oh,
she
she
can't be
was
more
in
than
the back.
120 feet. That's like
would I
not
get advantage?
so
Would I get
far.
advantage for it being kind of a surprise attack?
What was... You didn't roll stealth, and you also did a fucking Blue
Oh,
Eagles.
I did. Oh, yeah, I did do the Blue Eagle or Blue Angels thing. Yeah,
Yeah, we did do that.
Yeah. I am a giant fuck off eagle for sure. Oopsie poopsies.
America.
Oh, beep 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 beep.
Thurston.
All right, she's too far away for a wall of force. God, every teleportation thing I have requires me to do 2 actions in order to get to her and then move her.
How far
Woman.
away is she? How far away is she?
About 200 feet.
200 feet.
But
I
given the
could get-
perception rolls,
Yeah.
only Cedo and Thurston have spotted her with enough time to do something.
I have a question.
What's up?
Amidst the chaos, where are all the guards in this?
They are... I mean, they essentially set up a perimeter around as much of the crowd as they could. The moment things started going crazy, they were actively trying to calm and pacify and defend themselves as the people have then turned their anger onto the guards. And now
So are they all
they're
like
being,
weapons
swarmed.
drawn?
Yes, weapons have been drawn at this point. There are sounds of angry roars, but also the unfortunate sound of violence at the edges of the crowd.
Would I have been able to, before weapons were drawn, just as the chaos was starting to break out, would I have been able to cut a belt via sleight of hand to perhaps abscond with a certain sword?
Go ahead and make me... I'm not even going to bother with stealth. You're going to get a million. Make me a sleight of hand check.
25.
You cut the belt off of one of the soldiers, and as it falls, you grab the blade, and you find yourself with a Jadek longsword.
I was gonna get that
stealth
sword no matter
back.
what.
I will stealth back and continue to surveil the crowd for Sabelina and just generally to try to keep tabs on where all my friends are.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Thurston.
fasten that sword around my waist.
Actually, before we go to Thurston, Faraday, is there anything you wish to be doing at this time as things have started to erupt?
I want to continue my kind of overview, overwatch of the entire crowd, staying out of it. But I want to head, still keeping an eye on the riots. I want to continue to watch the streets in the direction towards Woodward's house.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
18.
With an 18, you do not see a lot of movement heading back in that direction just yet, as the riot has started to grow.
Yeah.
If anything, you might see a couple more patrols coming down from that area, but no one going to it.
Okay.
Thurston.
Thurston is going to pull out the Omega 13 necklace, and he is going to go back 6 seconds, and he is going, and I can have it affect up to 5 creatures. And so it is going to affect, fuck it. I want Percy to know what's going on so that he's not confused. Myself, and I'm gonna say Arthea because she does time stuff. Cedo and fuck it, I'll put Sabelina in there as well. But we're going back 6 seconds, and the whole goal is, hey, Cedo, just try that again. Pick her up again. Just go on.
Yep.
And the hope of having her in that is that she'll realize, like, oh, this is supposed to happen. I should, like, go in line with this.
Could
How
I
far
change
is-
just my head back so she can see that it's my head on
That's
an
fucked
eagle's
up.
body?
How far away from me is? How far away from me are Cedo and
That's a
Thurston?
fucking nightmare creature.
I'm like,
That's even worse.
Yeah, that's gonna make it even worse, buddy.
So, take out the necklace. Jules looks up at you with a concerned expression as you press the button. And nothing happens.
Uh-huh. Who broke my necklace?
It's at this point. There's the fountain. And you see a tiny little slate gray crystal inset into the fountain.
But how was Dermot able to do pyrotechnics?
Yep.
Sorry.
Huh. That's a good point. I forgot.
Where's the fountain exactly? Like from
right
us?
in the center. Like in front of you guys by about 50 feet, but it's in the center of the square.
Okay.
Okay, because this is a big DM goof up. Dermot should not have been able to do pyrotechnics. And
I still have done
if
my
we
Blue Angels
also
thing.
want to be particular, the moment Cedo flies down, his wild shape would have disappeared. So,
Ouch.
Okay.
Giant
So would I
eagle
be right
flies
Well-
down 50 feet above the ground. He turns
like-
into a gnome.
like- A missile just oh god.
so here's what I will propose.
Sabelina catch
Okay?
him like a
Because as a
football.
DM, I want to make sure I'm on top of my shit. I sincerely apologize. This is a tense moment. There are a lot of moving parts to it. Okay, I will leave the party with a decision. Dermot's pyrotechnics goes off, and Cedo's wild shape remains, but something else will happen. Or a minor retcon, we go back a couple minutes. The moment Dermot tries to cast magic, and the moment Cedo flies through, something will happen. Because I want to be
I'm
fair.
okay.
Yes, you were correct, Rhodes. I want to make sure that we are all fair and on the same table here.
I am okay going back a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I am okay with going back also because I think if that had not gone off, it may have changed what we were looking for.
Yeah, because that immediately would have tipped me off about
Okay,
something.
this is true. That is crucial piece of information. Cedo,
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't be diving into a no magic like zone for sure. I
We're like, whoa,
I guess. I
Okay.
guess, yeah.
okay. Thurston,
breaks.
Yeah.
Do you wanna go
No,
back?
I'm fine with going back.
okay.
I don't remember what I said, so don't ask
Yeah.
me to resay it.
Okay, you're
It
good.
was really good. It was
Uh,
a really good.
It was really good.
Cad and Faraday, are you guys cool with going back a couple minutes? I want to make sure everybody is above board. This is a big goof up on my part. So
I mean,
Does my
all
sleight
good.
of hand still stand?
she really was that sword man.
There's no magic involved.
Do those swords
There was
even
no
work
magic
right now?
involved in all of that.
fine, you still have the sword.
But
You
I
You still
agree.
end up with the sword. I'll give you that. And Faraday?
Yeah.
Okay. Dustin. Excuse me, Dermot.
Yes.
You go to cast Pyrotechnics, and the spell does not go off. In fact, even the luster that seems to always be sort of on Fiona is not there.
So did Thurston actually see that little gray stone?
In the before times, with the perception check that was made, no, not until it was essentially revealed at a certain point.
At this point, Thurston's just jibber jabbering.
Yes. Thurston is still mid-speech. This is our city. Won't let it be ruled by. We will not let it be ruled by magistrates.
Okay, JFK.
Ask not what your Western can do for you.
I immediately start looking around, like, who's nearby me. I'm looking for Widward, and I'm looking for that other creepy dude.
Okay, make me a perception check. Cedo.
All right, so my question is, if I can, at this point, I was probably starting to come in, would I start feeling like my magic or my wild shape was dropping? Like, would I feel like as if the magic itself was starting to dissipate?
Here's a question for you. When you were originally flying close down with the big fireworks display for 4th of July, how close to the ground were you getting?
I was probably like 3 or 4 stories off the ground.
Okay.
Depending how high the pyrotechnics were, I was just gonna kind of like weave in and out of them, really, in a really cool corkscrew kind of fashion.
Make me a perception check.
Right, but if the pyrotechnics never went off, would you have dive bombed to begin with?
No,
Because they don't go off.
I would have
Yeah.
stayed soaring, just keep an eye on everything, and that's 24 for perception, by the way.
Okay.
Guys, I just want to let you know real quick. This is why we can't use that dagger.
Yeah.
It will take us days to unravel shit.
Yeah.
Not only our shit, but canon shit.
Oh shit.
But
We
that one
will
you
have
can
a
just
talk
unravel.
after the session, after the stream goes off the air, about what has been in my brain if that dagger gets used. But we will talk about that at some point. With a 24 perception, if you are staying high in the sky, if you're not dive bombing at this point, I mean, you don't feel any difference in your wild shape from that high up. So you are fine.
Okay.
What was your perception check, Dermot?
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson. Looking around, you do not spot Widward. However, with a Miss Jackson, you do see that as the majority of the percentage of the crowd does react positively, you do pick out a few that don't seem to be reacting as animatedly as the rest of the townspeople. And they almost look pensive. Like they're waiting for a cue. But in terms of looking for Widward specifically, you do not see them around. That is what you can see at this point. I will state, because I previously did state that there was a particular crystal somewhere on the field. You did not meet the DC to spot it. I will just be completely above table and just state that.
You didn't say anything about it. I assumed I didn't see it.
Okay.
I do know that there are like other agents of ours who are like waiting for a signal to kick some shit off. Can I make an insight check on these couple of people to see if they're friendly agents or not friendly agents?
Sure. Make me a insight.
12.
With a 12, you can't
Not
quite
great.
tell.
Okay.
At this point, Thurston has wrapped the speech. The crowd is starting to get raucous. I'm going to start back at this point. We're going to start with the perception checks at this point because the crowd is starting to get more animated. Arthea, Dermot, make me your perception checks at disadvantage because you are on the ground. Everybody else make them normal because you are either on the stage or above ground.
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson.
Shit.
This universe is not as good of a roll. 11.
Okay.
This
20.
We're
timeline,
all
I
doing Miss
apologize.
Jackson. Did you not get the memo?
Yeah,
I
we were all,
You love,
we were all
you
rolling
love
Miss
memos.
Jackson.
You love memos.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Faraday and Arthea.
22.
Miss Jackson.
Okay, that's 4 Miss Jacksons, a 22, and an 11. You all, except for Thurston, see the crowd getting wild. You see the conflict start to escalate at the edges of the riot. I'm going to say that all of you spot Sabelina. You each have one action. What do you do? I'll start with Faraday.
How far away is she?
You are on the rooftop. I said she's about 200 feet from the stage. I'm going to say about 150 feet from you.
So far. Do I see anybody closing in on her?
Make me a quick perception check.
Guards. $17.
You see, some townspeople. You see some guards maybe 20 feet from her, but they are clearly preoccupied with the villagers who are openly taking up arms against them.
Okay.
But that's what you see in her immediate vicinity.
Then I'm going to, seeing her, clocking where she is. She's too far for me to get to at the moment. My intent will be, probably won't happen, probably get a very rude awakening. I will want to she's going to face step off the roof. Depending on how high the roof is, she might have to jump first.
You will have to jump first.
Cool.
Oh.
Great.
I'm just being 100% honest.
Nope,
that view.
That's why I said it.
It's
I got
the
30
romantic
feet.
hotspot for a reason. It is a
Mhm.
wonderful view of the whole
Yep.
city
Yep.
and the stars above.
Great,
and
guys.
It's
And we're-
wonderful construction.
But if you
and-
face step mid jump, you're fine.
Well,
Oh yeah,
okay.
I'm not worried about the mid jump thing. That I'm not
What-
worried about. I'm worried about the face step not working.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Are-
know this.
I was gonna say,
Alright.
because we have no clue
We don't know
that
the range.
We have
Derm-
no clue.
Oh, we also- do we-
anything.
we don't know that Dermot tried to do something and it
No.
didn't work.
Yeah,
Faraday
I haven't
probably
been able
thought
to-
like
I haven't
Faraday-
been able to tell anybody about it.
She probably thought like, wow, it's weird that there's no like fanfare happening. Like
There's no.
it's weird. Dermot doesn't normally let like an occupied stage go empty.
Actually, we all get one action. I would really, really, really like to go first.
I'll yield.
Okay.
I begin to play Faraday's theme song. The song that I often play when we're about to go into combat or when something is wrong.
Okay. Dermot,
Oh.
I need you to make me a performance check. And this is not a throwaway. This is huge. Because you have to play it loud enough for Faraday to hear it.
It's not even so Faraday can hear it, it's so any of them can hear it.
This is true. You are in the middle of a riot. There are lots of sounds of screams and anger and rage around you. Did you just get a natural 20?
It's not a natural 20, but I did very well.
Okay, what'd you get?
31.
Jesus.
The DC was 25. Which, I mean, you have surpassed a couple of times, but...
I rolled a 17. 25 was a reasonably difficult thing for me to do.
Okay. Faraday, to inform
Yes.
your action, you hear... It's faint, but it's unmistakable. Your theme song.
Oh, and for those interested, I finally figured out what Faraday's theme song actually is.
Thunderstruck?
No. Better. Way better, in
Oh,
my
no, too.
opinion. It's Ballroom Blitz.
Yes.
So there's a riot and just
Yeah.
ballroom blitz
Ballroom
blasting in the
blitz.
background.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Ballroom
That's so
You
good.
you hear Dermot just shouting, it's a ballroom blitz.
Oh my god. Okay. Fuck. Dude. So I can hear him.
That is literally the best I can do
I know.
to say anything.
No, and that does ping in her head of like I don't think she would take that for granted, and I don't think she would equate that to just what is happening in among the citizens because we expected this to happen. She knows something is wrong. I don't know if that's going to change my answer though.
Okay.
I think if anything, that causes her to go faster
Okay.
about it. So yeah, she just assuming that she can just walk right off the edge and
Pull an underworld
Pull it-
and just fall. Okay.
Love
and
those
catch
movies.
herself at the 30-foot above the ground mark. She would want to face step.
Make me an acrobatics check.
Not really great at those. Shockingly
well.
enough.
Okay, well,
That's
you're trying to be Celine, so,
17.
Okay. You take in a breath, knowing something's wrong, and you stop. And the world rushes past you. And you appear on the ground, safe and sound.
Thank God I did not want to take like 4d6 damage, guys. That would have been real bad. Purely
I
thinking.
can do this.
Splat.
Yeah.
Fuck this place. I'm never coming to this city center again. This town square is
Guys.
bullshit. I
Guys.
keep dying here.
It's fine. We're practically
We're good to
gods.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Oof.
So that's my action. So yeah.
Okay. Cadriel.
So I know like I was stealthed and positioned somewhere, but I'm not quite sure how far away I am from everybody else in relation.
I'm going to say, were you staying on a rooftop? Or were you staying, like, amongst the crowd?
I think perhaps not as high up as Faraday, but high enough that I could easily swoop down and fly if I need to.
Okay.
Though, actually, to be fair, I did steal said sword, so it'd probably make more sense if I was on the ground.
Okay. You're currently on the ground. Over the sounds of battle and anger and the riot around you, you hear Faraday's theme song playing from Dermot.
Now, would I have an inkling, seeing that, like, you know, Dermot's pyrotechnics didn't go off, etc., etc., did I see Thurston try to use his time stone thing?
No,
He never would have.
because
Because
in
we
this,
retconned. He never
in
would have
this
made it, yeah.
timeline, he does not see Sabalina in the crowd.
Okay.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yeah, I guess I'm just confused. Like, I know this is me, Courtney, being confused. Like, I know arcane magic is not working. Is god magic working? Or does the thing nullify all?
Only one way to find out.
Okay.
You don't, other than Dermot's song right now, you don't know that anything is wrong.
All right. I would probably... Okay, so then back to my first question. How far away from Sabalina am I?
You are about, I'm gonna say 80 feet away.
Okay.
So close.
Now, does this one action consist of movement, action, and bonus action?
One action.
Okay.
Before you answer, I would like to talk about your stealth check from earlier.
Mhm.
And that you got a 31. Someone rolled a natural 20 and got a 32. So, I'm going to present you with a choice. You can either choose to pursue Sabalina, or you can tell me your AC, because materializing in view right in front of you with a sword aimed directly at your chest is your sister.
18.
It's a 19 on the die.
Kuja, as soon as she materializes, I would immediately know she's there. She's still branded.
This is correct.
If she was only invisible, would you have known she was there the whole time?
As long as...
It's as long as she's on this plane, right?
Yeah, as long as she's on this plane. And it's until she either dispels magic or I brand somebody else. As long as she's on the same plane as me.
Let me also quickly clarify something. I said materialized. That implies that she was invisible. That is not correct. I'm gonna go ahead and get... Jesus Christ. I promise I have
No,
DM.
that's why I said something. I assume
Yes.
she is literally materializing as in
on the
she is
plane.
showing up on the plane.
Okay.
That was my assumption.
She's
I was not
revealing
assuming she
herself
was...
in the crowd.
Yeah, I was assuming she was not... It's not invisibility. It is
Right.
that she's
Yes.
showing up
She's showing
on
up.
this plane.
Yes. Fuck. Okay.
We're on the same page, man.
That is only 37 points of piercing
Only.
damage.
Can I uncanny dodge?
You can uncanny dodge. That's fine.
So half that.
Half that. She strikes out with the rapier, and you move just in time, so it stabs into your side, but it avoids any major arteries or organs. So you have a rapier piercing through your body at this point. What do you do?
I don't go for Gladius.
Get a band-aid.
I go for the Jadek sword. And still with it in my chest, I just like reach down at my hip and drag it right up across in front of her.
Okay. Make me an attack roll.
What are the stats of the sword?
It is going to be a short sword.
Okay.
So it's a d6. It is considered light. So if you did have advantage, you would be able to get sneak attack and all that shit. The official stats are that wounds from this sword cannot be healed unless from a remove curse. And if you fell an enemy, there are no death saves.
Just crit.
Okay. Give me the damage.
Oh, I haven't done base damage from my sneak attack in a while.
She need to taste her own fucking medicine.
It's 70 points of slashing damage.
Oh shit.
That's a lot of damage.
What's the dice you gave me for Christmas, Tina?
You reach for the sword and unsheath it and slash out, and watch as it carves across her chest. And you watch as the wound is so deep, she falls back and collides with the ground, lifeless. You have the rapier in your stomach, and you see the essence of the Whispered One leaving the body of your sister behind.
I immediately hit the ground on my knees. Knowing what I just did, and I raise her eyelid where the green eye previously was.
No green.
I cast, if it will work, spare the dying.
You reach for the divine embrace of the Matron of Ravens. Something is blocking your communication. You cannot call upon your magic.
And I just, she doesn't move to take the sword out of her chest, knowing that it would probably do more harm than good. And she just mutters to herself and just says, "I'm sorry, Thurston," and will wrap her arms around her sister and just try to drag her away.
You pick her up drag her through the riot to find a safe space. Arathea.
So I guess first things first. Standing there, do I have a little owl companion?
You do have a little owl companion.
Okay, I still have. She's still visible.
Yes.
Okay. And do I see any of the other shit that just went on? Not sure where we are in relation.
Given that the Susak sisters both rolled incredibly high on their stealth, that unfortunately Cadriel is invisible somewhere on the battlefield.
Okay. Well, then that
Would Faraday's rune immediately extinguish as she is no longer alive?
That's what I'm looking
Or would
at
she
now.
still feel that?
It just says your brand lasts until you dismiss it or until you use this feature to apply a brand to another creature. Your brand can be dispelled with Dispel Magic. That's it.
I'm going to say that
I
you
leave that up
still
to
feel
DC.
that ping, because at the end of the day, the way I imagine it is that you're using your blood to mark a creature,
Yeah.
so that you know where your blood is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that you still feel it.
is she
If it were
still
like
considered a
Hunter's Mark,
creature?
that's a different thing, because you're channeling arcane magic
Right.
to focus on a specific thing, not your blood. What was your question?
Is she still considered a creature if she's fully dead?
I don't think so.
No. That is a good point.
Would I see this at all?
They stealth so high.
That's the thing.
There's
They
so much
stealthed
stealth.
really high, and I'm going off of your perception
Yeah.
rolls for this
Yeah.
this chunk.
No, that's fair.
So I'm going to say that they are gone. I will say, you know what, in the interest of fairness and to give you guys some more tools, Faraday, you feel the brand extinguish.
Makes sense.
Okay, so without knowing any of that, because I'm used to just not seeing Cad because she's always just gone. But we do hear Dermot's faint, the music that is indicative of bad shit going down somewhere.
Yes.
And my focus was on Sabelina to begin with. How far away is she now?
You are about 150 feet from her.
150 feet. All right, well, not knowing that anything's wrong, I'm going to try to cast Vortex Warp on her.
You try to cast,
Yeah.
and you know you got the incantation right. You know you got the somatic components right. The spell does not go off.
Okay. That's perfectly fine, because that's going to tell me to look for something that's stopping it.
Okay. I will say, if you go ahead and give me a perception check. If you cast a spell and your next instinct is where the fuck, I'll allow you a perception check.
Yeah, that would be my next thing to do. Perception check is 20 plus 7, 22.
22. You look around, and unfortunately, you cannot spot what is preventing magic from being cast.
Okay.
Okay. Cedo, we come to you. You see Sabelina in the crowd. You can hear the music from Dermot.
And I don't know that the magic isn't down.
No.
I would do the same thing.
Okay. You dive, and transform back into your gnome self with the terminal velocity of a giant eagle that dove towards the ground. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Now, I will say this. It wouldn't be at a full down.
Oh,
Like
so
a falcon?
yeah.
Like, I was coming in essentially for a landing.
Okay.
So, what is it? Dexterity saving throw?
Yes, and I'm gonna say roll with advantage because Gubu is still attached to you, and Gubu is going to like inflate like a big pillow as best he can to minimize the damage.
Oh, Jesus.
God damn.
Oh,
11.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
oh, buddy.
Hold please.
Oh. No.
Can I
well,
send my
well,
familiar?
Cito's dead too.
Well, Cito is gliding like a sugar glider. He needs one of those suits.
Yeah.
Can I send my familiar to Faraday?
Gubo
who
is
is
trying his
probably the
best.
closest to me.
Yes.
Thanks,
You can do it.
Starfish.
So it would land on your shoulder, Sam.
Okay. See, this was what I was trying to avoid, is that roll right there.
There's so many D6s.
It's a lot.
At least you don't have to do it on an iPhone because you don't have enough.
That's
It could be worse.
That
Cito, you
is-
should get robes that are like a caftan, so so when you like put your arms out, it would like catch you
We'll
in
get
the
you
wind.
one of those base jumping suits.
Hey, Starfish. So many dice because Friendo was a giant eagle and then anti-magic, and I believe the words he used were 3 or 4 stories up. So I have to do some math and I have to use dice to do
That's
that.
a lot.
Isn't it like
Well,
1d6 for
Well,
every
how
10 feet or something
high
like
was that no magic zone?
You take 25 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh, buddy.
Ah,
as you collide with the ground and kind of roll. Gubu absorbs some of it, but not enough to really help at all.
that's
But as you
totally-
do start to roll, he like hugs around you to minimize the.
Is he flubber? Does he bounce?
He. He's a giant eagle again.
Yeah, yeah. Like what? What's happening? Ah! Like,
You collide with the ground. At this point, you are.
how close am I to save How close am I to save
I'm
Alina?
gonna
Though?
say you're 30 feet away.
Bitch, yeah, hell yeah.
Mission
I
accomplished.
thought you were
Okay.
just starting to say Belina to say, "Bitch, let's go."
Bitch, it's time for some tea. You need to get some more coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god.
You remember
I
me?
want you to spill the tea.
Cito from the block? You know.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
No, he's Cito from the Quack.
Oh my god.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Ember's
You're
moving.
welcome.
hate it so much. I hate
We
it
lost
so
our
much.
DM.
I'm not friends with
Oh,
Yeah.
the DM just left the game.
Yeah. Oh, see you, Cujo. Love ya.
That means we win, right? That we won.
Yeah,
I think
that
that's how
means
you
we
win
won.
D&D.
That's how you win
We won
That's how
the
you win
D&D,
D&D.
guys.
We have won
You
all
make
the
the DM
dungeons and the
lead.
I'm gonna
dragons.
start
Yeah.
making that a thing where if I hear something just horrifically hurting in my brain from something that is said, I'm just gonna walk away. All right, you are 30 feet away. You still have your action. What do you choose to do?
I'm gonna bolt toward her and be like, we need to get the fuck out of here. this motherfucker's about to burn.
Make my god.
Ghetto
You said
Cito's coming out.
exactly that.
Wow.
Like
Make-
exactly that.
I mean, I feel, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
First, make me a perception check. And then make me a persuasion check.
It's like,
15
here's a
on the
flower from my best
perception.
bitch.
What was the persuasion?
Yes.
Oof, that's gonna be
Does
harder.
he say, let's make like a tree and leave?
Ooh, if I say something like that, do I get advantage for it being nature themed?
Jesus Christ.
She
As long
does
as you
know
don't
who
say-
he is. She's met him. He
16.
stayed at the house.
Okay.
16.
He's her son's weird friend from
Yeah.
Backpacking
So what-
across
this is the-
Sandria.
This is the one that we don't give
There's
coffee
some
to.
backpacking friend.
You say, we need to get the hell out of here. And Sabelina looks at you with recognition. Okay, yes. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. What are you doing standing here still? Let's go. And I try to.
Oh,
Blood starts to pool in her dress.
I look at what's behind her. I look behind.
You look behind her and see what looks to be a villager with a dagger in her back.
I pull a. Can I
I will
respond to that at all?
Given that you are right there, I will let you have a turn, quote unquote. What do you choose to do?
Oh, shit. Gubu spear, and I spear that guy with Gubu.
Okay. Make me an attack roll with advantage, as the villager was certainly not expecting a ball of goo to become a spear.
Pierce his
Well,
form.
what was it? What did you need me to do?
Make me an attack roll with advantage. I'm going to say that this
Sure.
is going to use your strength modifier.
Okay, sounds good.
Let me know what you get.
Hmm, 11.
You strike out, and the villager sees the attack coming and ducks out of the way and tears the dagger back. The moment the dagger is within view, you see that the blade is red. And they are going to... do you have a bonus action and movement and everything? What would you like to do?
I'm going to throw Gubu at his face while saying suffocate him.
I will say that that would take an action to do. You did use that to shapeshift Gubu.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
you will have your bonus action.
Okay. Let's see what we got here.
oh, yeah, that's right.
What you doing, Cedar?
It would be too late to use a lucky, correct?
You can use a lucky. If you want to use a point of luck to re-roll that, I would allow
Yeah.
that.
Oh, strength modifier. 17.
17 will hit. I would like you to roll. Give me 2d6 plus your wisdom modifier.
Wisdom modifier. So 8 points of damage.
You strike out with Gubu, and the spear portion embeds itself into their side, and then Gubu knows the intent, and you see the spear tip split and like pull open the wound a little bit to make it more egregious.
God.
You hear "Ugh!" and the villager rips whatever bit of Gubu out that he can, retrieves the dagger. They are going to use their bonus action to disengage and get the fuck away. Sabelina starts to fall.
Can I use my bonus action to catch her?
I'll say at this point, you have your agency. You catch her. I will say, Thurston. It's at this point, as the chaos has erupted around you, you saw Cito dive and shift back. And for a moment, the crowd parts, just as you see Sabelina, blood on her dress, as she starts to fall. At this point, everybody's actions are their own. Thurston, what do you choose to do?
And I'm 200 feet away.
You were
Is that
still
I
on
think we
stage.
said? Fuck, no, what he would choose to do is use the fucking Omega 13, and he doesn't know that the thing, that there's
no
an
magic.
anti-magic field. But he's gonna do it because that's what he would do in that situation.
So similar to before, Jules sees Cito dive and then goes to teleport and doesn't move. And then looks to you just as you pull out the necklace and activate it. And nothing happens. Jules looks between you and starts bolting through the crowd.
He starts bolting towards Sabelina, like fifth. Okay, just with the pitter patter, not the teleporting. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean Thurston would do the same as soon as he realizes that he can't turn back time. He would just be running towards his mother.
Faraday, as you land and start moving, you see Thurston leap off of the stage. You can see the necklace in his hand and a worried expression on his face. You make your way through, and I'm going to say that you are going to be the first one to come upon Cito holding Sabelina. The blood continues.
You have my familiar on your shoulder, Tim.
Yeah. Fuck.
We are just in free
You're
action
just
at this
in
point.
free mode at this point.
I'm like, I kind of motion to Gooba. I'm like, Gooba, try to, like, I use Gooba to try to put pressure on the wound.
You see the Gubu spread across to try to put pressure. And then blood seeps through Gubu.
Oof.
Okay.
And I see all of this too, right?
You see
At this
Thurston
point.
dive off of the stage. You see Jules start running. Arathea, at this point, you see that as well. The only one who I don't think sees any of this is Cadriel.
I'm gonna start running in that direction as well.
Cad.
Full dash.
I would try to cast, like, some sort of cure wounds. I'm assuming to no avail.
You try and cast, and it's no effect. Cadriel, you manage to bring yourself and your sister into an alleyway that you once staked out, as there was once a hideout not too far from here. The guards have left. They're now focused on the riot.
Knowing that the magic didn't work before, she knows from Arathea and Thurston that those things have limits and radiuses, and she is very distraught, obviously, but just like puts her hand over the wound and just she tries again to cast Spare the Dying on her.
You can feel that connection return to you, and you call upon the matron to help you, and you feel the magic flow through, but it does not have an effect. Go ahead, Cito.
I should say, are you done with this for just a second?
I will say at this point, everybody has convened. Thurston, you come upon the scene.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Everybody is crowded around Sabelina and doing their best to try to heal when there is no magic available.
I don't think I would have gone, because I know what we were told to look for by Nevin.
Okay.
So I'm going to be focused on looking for whatever is locking down magic in this area.
Go ahead and make me another perception check. Actually,
Us.
I will leave it to you, either perception or investigation, knowing that you know what to look for at this point.
Investigation.
I think seeing the cure wounds not work, Faraday is intelligent enough that she would probably do the same thing, knowing that she can't heal. She would drop her dragon vessel that is filled with a healing potion in Cito's lap. And then take off to go search for, especially once Thurston shows up, she's out. She's looking.
Yeah, Thurston also has like 15 healing potions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
That's
feed her
right,
the
you bought out
I'll
the
feed her the
store.
healing potion. I'll feed her the.
It's like the only thing she can do to heal. So like that's what she
Hmm.
does, and then she gets out of everyone's way.
Yeah.
You pour the dragon vessel. Nothing comes out.
Okay, I'm going to do a medicine check just to try to stop the bleeding with whatever cloth I have.
Okay, make me that medicine check. Arthea, what did you get?
28.
Oh,
With a 28.
Investigation.
I'm gonna roll a lucky point.
Okay. With a 28, embedded in the fountain is a slate gray crystal. It is just on the edge of like where some of the filigree and everything sort of adorns.
How
the-
big?
About the size of a fist.
Mm.
Can I use my last one all in the same roll?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to.
Thurston and Dermot, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Jesus Christ.
I will go
And
over
Cito.
to it, and I want to flag Dermot too. You have things that make things go boom. You're the only one I know who carries things like that.
You can horse kick it.
Yeah.
You're trying. Did you find the crystal?
Yes.
And you just want me to break it?
I want to flag you down. I will. I'm going to try to break it, but I have a feeling that my little wizard arms might not do the trick, because I'm going to be whacking at it with like a dagger.
Okay. Then I am going to. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting my attention, then I guess I'll come over there and. I don't know what you think I'm gonna do that you can't do without my magic.
Well, we do have flasks of bomb fluid, don't we?
This is our city.
You wanted
Fire
pyrotechnics.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it and I run.
Can
Okay.
yeah?
I
Can
run
we
away.
work it? Can we work it out of the thing?
Make me a sleight of hand check. I'll say with advantage because the both of you are there working on it. As this is going on, Thurston, what are you doing?
I'm shoving a potion of healing down my mother's throat.
Not too bad for me.
You take out the potion, and you see that the normal red liquid is thin and black.
That's not normal. You don't get to die on me before we have some very serious conversations, Mother. I don't think so.
I think we need to find whatever the edge of this
Mm.
no magic, or it's like I can't cast or do anything here.
Yeah, neither
Cito,
can I.
what did you get on your medicine?
10.
You stop some of the bleeding, but it's still seeping through. What is the
Alright.
sleight of hand check?
19.
19. You guys
Not too
successfully
well.
pop it out of the fountain. I'll say at this point, Faraday, you have joined up with Arthea and Dermot, just as you spot them holding a slate gray crystal in their hand.
That's
Eldritch Blast.
That's it.
No, I follow Dermot,
I'm run.
Yeah.
I take the crystal and I run in the
and I keep
opposite
up with him step
direction
for step.
as
Okay.
fast
And
as my
I'll-
little hooves can carry me.
And I'm gonna head toward the other group.
Okay.
This could be so. Mm.
Dermot bolts, with Faraday close behind. Arthea, you run up. Cadriel, you are holding your sister. Thurston, you feel your mother's body go cold.
Is the potion I'm holding, does it turn back to pretty red?
Yes, it does.
I'm still shoving it down her throat.
You uncork it. And you pour it. And it doesn't seem to be having any effect.
I'm gonna cast Revivify.
You cast Revivify. Sabelina draws a breath. The wound is deep, and it was still made with a Jadek dagger. But she is at 1 hit point.
I'm going
I'm
to
not
cast.
near them, right? You said I was off like in the alleyway, so okay.
I'm gonna cast a Cure Wounds as well.
Go ahead and tell me what you roll.
12 points of healing, or 14 healing.
You cast the spell, and you see the magic leave your hands, but the wound does not close. It does not heal. And you remember hearing that a Jadek weapon, the only way of healing somebody who is wounded by one, is that a curse needs to be removed first.
Can someone get her to the temple?
I'll say at this point, Rhodes, you are muted. I'm hoping that you are yelling.
I'm yelling at myself like, I don't have remove curse.
We don't.
No.
No,
we
we
did because you removed the curse on my amulet.
Sorcerers don't get removed.
Oh no,
curse.
that was dispel magic.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Temple. We should
Remove curse is clerics, paladins, and wizards,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
warlocks.
sorry.
Yeah, wizards have to study, and that's not something I studied.
Yeah. Realizing, like, kind of, now that she's breathing, having at least some of his mental faculties back, and realizing, okay, we need, like, clerics.
We need clerics.
No offense, Cat. I need, like, a cleric.
I'm not
Yeah,
with
Cat.
y'all.
We don't even know where
I know.
Cat is.
Yeah.
Yes. He is going to, what is the name of the thing? Now my brain is frozen.
The cape.
Cape. Thank you. What's the fuck is the name of the spell?
him
Why
out
can't I?
dimension.
Dimension door.
Yes, Dimension
Yes.
Door. Thank you. Like my brain was like, no, you can't remember it.
You can't do it. There's
Yeah. He Dimension Doors in that direction. Her, and he's like, he's just grabbing her and going in the direction of the Temple of the Raven Queen.
Okay.
Cedo, are you following?
Yeah,
So what happened?
this villager or something just stabbed her. I was coming to get her, and we were gonna start running. And as soon as I said "let's go," all of a sudden she just was stabbed, and I stabbed the guy and started catching her and trying to help her, and nothing was working. I don't know why I dropped out of my eagle either. It's like magic wasn't
Magic's-
working there for a second.
There was one of the things. This was set up in advance.
Well, at least she's breathing.
Cedo and Arathea, do you both essentially give chase and follow behind Thurston?
I think at this point I might start looking for Cad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
if-
okay, head
wouldn't we
count,
notice?
head count. Faraday Dermot went that way. Thurston and Mom went that way. Ceto's here. We're missing someone. We're missing.
Because I would also be like, okay, so she just Thurston just dimension doored his mom to the temple.
Or toward the temple.
I would also have the same mentality of like, where's Cad as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Then here is where the session is going to end. It is going to end with Thurston dimension dooring to the closest temple, Cedo and Arathea combing through the crowd, looking for Cadriel, who's holding her sister close to her chest. While
She still
Dermot,
has a sword in her, too.
she does still have a sword inside of her. While Dermot
She's
and
keeping that
Faraday
sword.
are bolting through the city, holding a large anti-magic crystal.
Faraday's thinking about smashing a window with it. One particular house.
Yeah. I mean, I
That is
feel
what
like
we're
return to sender.
Yeah, return to sender. Here you go, motherfucker.
And that is where we're gonna
Reply
end tonight's
all.
session.
Yeah, reply all.
To everybody who tuned in, thank you so much to all of the North Wolf
Yes,
North
thank you for the
Wolf
raid.
fans.
Yes.
Thank you so
That was
much.
awesome.
You are loved, you're appreciated. Wolf, if you're still in there, thank you so much. I love you very dearly. We all do. This one was some decisions were
Heavy.
made and consequences followed. So I'm sure we're gonna have a little chat after we end the stream. But know
it's
that
totally fine. Fine.
everybody in the chat, you're loved, you're appreciated. Be nice to each other. Remember to take your meds. Remember to get some water. Remember to get some food. Do the thing. And we will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Bye.